Favorite phrase. It is a football Friday here as we go into week 3. And last night, it's a bird. It's a plane. It's Josh Allen. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Josh Allen. Holy cow, without Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills are a 5-win football team. If that guy's not on that football team, they are a 5-win team. That's how good that dude is. Remember something. Let me give you a little history lesson on the best player in the NFL at that position, Josh Allen. Nobody wanted him coming out of high school. Not one dude recruited him except the University of Wyoming. He sent over 275 letters to people asking them to have him come and play for them Division I football. Not one Southeastern Conference football team recruited Josh Allen. Nobody wanted that kid. This guy was trying to self-promote himself. He goes to a shitty Wyoming Cowboys program, and now he's the best player in the league at that position. Man, look up in the sky. It's not 17. It's Josh Allen. Guy's fucking amazing. That's not a very good roster. It's an okay roster. Another thing, too, to be transparent, you're lucky you play in the AFC East. It's the shittiest division in football. Dude, you got get this, they might go undefeated. They might go undefeated because they don't play anybody until the Eagles late in the year. And get this, the Eagles might wrap up home field advantage and they're going to pull their dudes. They may end up going undefeated this year. That's how crazy this thing is with how shitty of a schedule. The Bills have a shitty schedule, man. They really, and that Chiefs game down the line, that thing doesn't look like a big-time game now. Holy cow. They just might go undefeated. Do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button. Super chats go to the top. It is Rams and Eagles this Sunday. We will have your pregame right here on JAKIB Sports. Absolutely, man. This is going to be a great week, and we're going to get into what we see this weekend. Oh, and by the way, dear football gods, thank you for having A.J. Brown on your football team. He is my favorite Philadelphia Eagle moving forward. You know why? He validates everything that Big Sills has been saying here. Everything about your shitty offense. Everything he's validated here. Craig Carton will join us at 4:30. Philly Godfather at 5:30, and Xander and I will chop it up at around 3:30. Do me a favor, please hit the like button. Thank you very much. All right. Before I give you my prediction, before I give you the Big Sales prediction on this Football Friday, give me some of your predictions first. Rams come into Lincoln Financial 2-0 versus the 2-0 Philadelphia Eagles. What do you got here? You tell me. What do you see transpiring this weekend? What did I write down? There it is. I got it right here, and I'll tell you some of my keys of the football game moving into this game here. Let's see here. Let's get to somebody who makes sense. 33-21. Okay. 27-24. Okay. Let's see. 38-0. 35-17. 27-24. 30-24. Okay. Here's how I see this game playing out. And here's who I predict. When the Philadelphia Eagles have the ball, in my opinion, you don't have the advantage in the offensive line here. I think that the Rams have the advantage up front. You've lost 2 weeks in a row up front. The Chiefs beat you up front, and the Cowboys beat you up front. And this is a better group. Advantage Rams. Now, if Landon Dickerson is healthy and Cam's playing better, my opinion, that's Eagles, and they would win that. Because Landon Dickerson is not a healthy guy. You're not, and you haven't won 8 quarters of football up front. Your offensive line has had their asses handed to them in the first 2 weeks. Nobody would debate that. I mean, 2 teams that could barely run the football have run the ball. You're one of the worst teams in the league against the run right now. Do you know that? You're like 17th versus the run. 17th versus the run. Your advantage is A.J. Brown versus the secondary. But they're not going to throw the ball because they don't trust Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. They didn't throw it a year ago, and they don't trust him now. Even with an offensive running attack that's struggling, the only reason that you're getting any kind of yards running the ball is because Hurts is going off script. Okay, so to me, this is going to come down to the secondary of the Rams and the wide receivers. Well, your passing game's the second worst in pro football. You've gone from 29th to 31st in 2 games. It's the worst passing attack in pro football. There's no getting around it. It's not a trend anymore. You're the worst passing offense in pro football. If Rams stop the run, we take the L. Correct, it's over. Because your passing game is the worst right now in the league with any contending football team. Now, defensively, the Rams O-line. I have question marks on the Rams O-line. But I have question marks in Jalen Carter's conditioning. Okay? Question marks on his conditioning. The best defensive tackle that you have right now is Jordan Davis. It's not Jalen Carter. It's been Jordan Davis. If you don't get pressure on Matthew Stafford in this game with these suspect offensive linemen, and you allow Matthew Stafford to sit back with Devontae Adams and with Puka Nacua, they're going to shred you in the secondary. And they're going to find Adoree Jackson, and they're going to find your weak safety play. Matthew Stafford has to have pressure in this ball game. They have to bring pressure. Here's the difference, though. Here's the difference why Vic, if he brings pressure this time, Stafford has Puka Nacua. This is not Juju Smith-Schuster and Tyquan Thornton. This is 2 legitimate Pro Bowl, great wide receivers. This is the best wide receiver group you might face all year. By the way, CeeDee Lamb is a fine ball player. This is the best tandem of wideouts you have faced all season long so far and to date. And like I said, moving forward, you might not see a better pair of wideouts than what you're seeing with the Los Angeles Rams. Then it comes down to play calling. Vic's going to have to create pressure. Matthew Stafford is exceptional versus the blitz. He is one of the best throwers of the football. With all that being said, my prediction for the football game is 28-26 Los Angeles Rams. I got the Rams winning this football game on Sunday in a tight ball game because this time Matthew Stafford has the ball in his hand at the end of the game. He wins it. And I think on the other side, Remember I said this, guys. Remember I said this. I think the key in this game, your O-line will not be able to stop Jared Verse and that defensive line. You haven't played well all year. You're not healthy in the offensive line. Big Cells, 28, 26, LA Rams. How you doing? That's where we're going here. And again, your O-line, you don't have, but wait, I'll take it back. You have some of the best offensive linemen, if not the best O-line. They're just not playing like it. You're not playing like the best offensive line in pro football. Okay? You will not win this game because you know why? Your offensive passing game is the worst in pro football. And you know who says that? A.J. Brown. Not just me. A.J. Brown says it. All right. So let's get to A.J. Brown. I love when I get vindicated and validated by your coordinators and your players. Okay? I love it. I just do. I love it when, listen, you see the guys in here like M Nobody and the rest of these dudes that are in here? It's irrelevant when Vic Fangio validates me and A.J. Brown validates me. Okay? No. Okay, hey, listen, like I said, so this is what I love. We were dead on right about your shitty passing game. A.J. Brown was asked a question about Emmanuel Forbes. And he was saying, and you know what his response was? I'm not concerned about Emmanuel Forbes. He's the least of my issues. He's the least of my problems. I'm more concerned with the OC and the quarterback. That's what he's referencing the quarterback. And he was asked later in the day yesterday, hey, the ball's got to be on time. We have no communication when it comes to getting the plays in. Thank you, AJ. You have now officially become my favorite player because you know why? You vindicated and validated what I've been saying the entire time for the 8 quarters. Even he sees it. It's a shitty passing approach. Okay. Hey, listen, whatever you guys say, you see this? How many people in here say that we're gossiping when A.J. Brown said, my least concerns are Emmanuel Forbes. My concerns are right now what we're doing right here. That means the quarterback and the OC. That ain't gossip. The fucker said it. There's a sound clip of it. Go watch it. And then the other one was, hey, the passes have to be on time and we have to have better communication. Who the fuck do you think he's talking to? He's talking to your training wheels OC and your quarterback who can't throw the ball on time. End of story. This is not gossip. A.J. Brown said it. So if you're calling A.J. Brown, listen, whatever you guys say is irrelevant. A.J. Brown said it. Fuck that. I don't care. I'm not debating anything because that guy said it. There's sound clips. Guys, I love this stuff. You see people like this guy here, A.J. Spittoon? This dude here doesn't want to hear what A.J. Brown said. Go listen, dude. They're there for you to listen to. Very simple. It's called click and play. Very simple. He's taking a shit on the OC and the quarterback not being able to throw rhythm passes. Oh, I'm so sorry that AJ and Big Sills are on the same side with this. Come on, Spittoon. AJ Spittoon. He didn't say it, but he definitely alluded to it. Okay. Hey, Ray, thank you. Okay. He didn't say it. Okay, Ray, you know what I just did? I just did what you did. I know what he meant. Because he said it twice. I can't see Lori and Howie letting this go no longer. Hey, I'm with hey Tyler. We'll see what happens this game. What happens if the Eagles lose the next 2 games? Does organization start going into a melt? No. No, you were 2-2 a year ago. No, it's not time for that. Absolutely not, man. They just need to find answers. Why is the shitty passing game, why is it happening like this? Why is it not progressing to getting better? Ray, see? Listen, Ray, you and I agree what AJ said. Look at how many of your Eagle fan base, look at some of the people in your Eagle fan base, Ray, who don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen to it. AJ says it. Even Jalen Hurts took accountability for the passing game suck and saying, this is on me. So wait a minute. Hey, Ray, ask yourself this, Ray. You see the people in here saying it's gossip? Jalen Hurts said he needs to take more accountability for the passing game. A.J. Brown says he needs to throw on time more. We need to have better communication. But these people in here, some of them, are saying that's gossip when the fucking players are telling you that. How's that possible? How are you not listening to that? I mean, how are you not listening to that? Okay? I mean, how don't you hear your own players and your own coaches saying this? Get this. AJ said they need to get on the same page. He ain't wrong. Okay. That's telling you that the coordinator and the players aren't in sequence. What was the words that he used? There wasn't a flow. Okay. How is that gossip? Explain to me when the players are laying it out to you. Dude, I'm listening to the same shit you're listening to. Why in the world would I fucking make that up? I wouldn't. What it does is it tells you that listen, do you know that A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts and Kevin Petula only want to be better? And they're taking accountability, all three of them, on why the passing game sucks and it's the second worst in the league. They know that there's a problem. You're the only people that don't know. Get this. This is on you. You know what I can't stand also? It's like when you bring this shit up, it's almost like you're not allowed to talk about deficiencies on a great football team. Hey, great football teams go through different issues. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Nobody's saying that here. And listen, if you fucking listen to it differently, hey, how about this? Even if you heard something different, do you think all three players were talking about the fact that the offensive passing game is not performing well? The coordinator said it, the quarterback said it, and the receiver said it. I don't have to sit here and tell you. Go fucking play it. Get this. I watched Russell Wilson throw for 500 yards against the Cowboys. Guys like Slayton and Robertson and AJ didn't say shit. That wasn't true. That's right. I'm with you. Absolutely. You see this here? Dude, I don't care what this guy says any longer. The players are telling you and the coaches are telling you. Don't let M. Reyes sit here and try to fucking convince you otherwise. A.J. Brown saying we need better communication. Quarterback needs to throw on time. The quarterback said this week that we have to, and it's on me, and we have to have more explosion plays to Kevin Petula. And M. Reyes will say it's an L take. Well, then you're talking about your own fucking players, guy, because that's what they said. It's okay. He's a pom-pom waver. Fucking, I get it. He thinks everything is great. Why shouldn't he? Why shouldn't he? If Hurts gets hurt for any significant length of time and McKee is healthy, his job is in trouble. He's more like all guys Nick had prior to Hurts. Boy, I'm not going there. I'm not, listen, I am not going there. Tanner McKee? No. So then I have, get this, Tyler. You're trying to tell me that you would want a rookie OC and a first-year starting quarterback, basically, to take over the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're going to win a Super Bowl? That's not Nick Foles. If Nick Foles was the guy, maybe. Tanner McKee? Bro, you're a lottery pick if Hurts goes down. If Jalen Hurts goes down, you're a lottery pick. Jalen can't get through his reads fast enough. Never has. Never will. Never has. Never will. A.J. Brown has a problem with the offense. Jalen Hurts has a problem with the offense. Absolutely. Guys, did you ever hear me say in the last 26 minutes, have you heard me say this can't be fixed? Have you heard me say that? Tell me how you think this gets fixed. I'd say Four weeks. 4 weeks. This will be fixed. Because you'll be healthier, I think. Okay? $37, it will be fixed. Because Barkley will be able to run the ball. I trust Kevin Patullo to be up. Now, Leon, does that coincide with the bye? Is that what you're saying? The bye week. Okay. After the bye. Maybe. I said 4. You're saying 7? Maybe. Landon's got to get healthy for it to fix, in my opinion. Okay? He's got to get healthy. Dude, if Landon Dickerson is healthy, your run game is going to be the best in pro football again. That'll help the passing game, and you'll start the lawnmower again. Seals, they clearly need a more experienced coordinator. Okay, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And the guy that would fit and suit the offensive needs. You have an experienced play caller. That's right. And KP needs to go to a lesser team and build himself up as a coach. Absolutely true. No doubt about it, man. You grow as a unit. Coaching staff-wise, get this. Jalen Hurts, here, guys, put this in proper perspective. You basically have the Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator right now quarterbacking your football team. Or do me a favor. Who is the worst quarterback that starts with the 32 teams? Tyrod Taylor this week? Would you say Tyrod Taylor? You have the Tyrod Taylors right now of coordinators. No, wait, I'll take that back. That's not fair to Tyrod. He's got experience. You got to have a guy who's got the least amount of experience that's going in there. Dude, Bryce Young's got more experience than Kevin Patullo. Right? Marcus Mariota. He's got more experience than Kevin Patullo. You've got a guy who has no experience. And do you know what you gave him the benefit of? You gave him the benefit of the doubt because he sat at the kitchen table with the big boys, watching those guys and him helping put the game plan together. Him helping put the game plan together versus constructing a game plan himself is ridiculous. Why would you do this? Yeah, that's a good one. They've got Shedeur Sanders as your offensive coordinator. That's who you got. You got Shedeur Sanders as your offensive coordinator. I don't get that. That's totally right. If you're going to compare your coordinator to a quarterback in the game today, you got a third-team quarterback being your coordinator. That sounds right. And thank God you have Jalen Hurts, who's seen it all and been there. If McKee comes in and does a Kurt Warner, the voices will get louder in the locker room. They will. They will. Because they'll see how he throws on time. This is to be expected when none of the offensive plays, when the offense has played any I get that too, Trenton. And I'm going to tell you this. Now, Trenton, I think you just brought something up. So, guys, hang on here. Trenton, this is a really good take. This is to be expected when none of the offensive players played any preseason reps and the receivers missed a ton of camp. Okay. Remember I said something to you guys, and you guys kind of brushed it off. Remember what I said? I said this. Do you want to take readiness or do you want to have health as the number one priority at the beginning of the year? What's more important to the Eagles? Health or readiness? You know, some of the times that I bring these topics up, I think some of you guys, I think what you guys do is just brush them off. I say them for a reason. Because these are topics that they're thinking about. All right? And look, here's Ray. Health. Health. Okay? Preseason overrated when people are already calling the first few games extended preseason. Not bad, right, to a point. To play devil's advocate, the Eagles sucked our whole lives. And all of a sudden, in the last 10 years, we've won 2 Super Bowls, been to 3. Fans are just happy for success. I think you're in the golden age of Philadelphia Eagle football. Since the Super Bowl era, it's the best this thing's ever looked. Vermeil, Andy, Small with Doug, and now this. This is the best the Philadelphia Eagles have looked since the 40s. I mean, you go back in your history, since the 40s and the late 50s and early 60s with Bednarik. Your time is in the 40s, the late 50s and early 60s with Bednarik and Tommy McDonald, the Vermeil time, Andy, Small Doug, and this is the best in my opinion. This is the best football in the last maybe 75 years that you've had in Philadelphia. So yes. And I would say this. You should be more hyperbolic in this because you don't want to waste an opportunity to win Super Bowls. Dude, nobody just wants to win football games like the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys win games. So fucking what? Do you guys want to go down as the next Atlanta Braves? What was that thing they had for years? The Atlanta Braves won 14 straight National League East flags, right? They won 1 Super Bowl. Do you want to do that? Win 2 Super Bowls, go to 3, but it could have been better like the Patriots. Okay? I mean, who wants to do that? Who wants to be the Peyton Manning Colts? You don't want to be the Peyton. You're not the Peyton Manning Colts. You've already overachieved that. Okay? You're better than get this. Jalen Hurts is already more accomplished than Peyton Manning was in Indianapolis. Peyton won 1 Super Bowl. Or how about this? You're as accomplished as Peyton Manning in a shorter period of time. That's fucking great. You should want more. You should want it all. We got the J.J. McCarthy of coordinators. Yes. You get this. Here's what made Kellen Moore. I was kind of hard on Kellen Moore yesterday. So let me tell you what Kellen Moore did that was fantastic. And Xander made this point, and I'm going to put it together here. You ready? A year ago, he saw the turnovers that Jalen Hurts had. right? They wanted to limit those turnovers. How do you limit turnovers? Explosion plays. They don't throw the ball down the field. Xander and John were talking about the fact that John was watching practice and they stopped explosion plays. Xander said it yesterday. They're stopping developing the quarterback. No, they're stopping the quarterback from extending plays with his arm, and they want him to extend plays with his legs. Folks, this is not an opinion. This is what they're doing, and it's winning. It's actually smart as shit. They know the quarterback is limited. He's not a very good passer, but when that offense is humming with the running game, it opens up A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown, I said this to you guys so many times last year. I can't believe they got fucking A.J. Brown single covered. What are they doing on those? It's impossible to defend him on the slants. Because you know why? You're either going to die by Barkley or you're going to die by A.J. And every time Barkley got the football, A.J. was single covered. I couldn't believe it, but they had to because A.J. and Barkley were just as effective as one another, and they fed off of one another, and coordinators didn't know who to defend. Now that your run game and your offensive line is not producing, by the way, you want to hear something else that's crazy? You're ranked 16th in pass protection. So you're 16th in pass protection. Your run offense is not the same. It's lost 2 yards per play. That's what's affecting the run game. I think health is the problem right now, not talent. It's the same people you won the Super Bowl with. What's the difference? Here's the difference with Kellen Moore, though. Ready? Kellen Moore is an experienced play caller in the passing game. This is to Xander's point yesterday. I thought about all what we did yesterday. And the reason that Jalen could pull out the Steelers, Ravens, the NFC title game, and the Super Bowl. Why? They put such an emphasis on stopping the run. Moore was an experienced play calling passing coordinator, right? With Dak, with Herbert. He knew how to call plays in the passing game. Kevin Patullo doesn't. Or they're limiting even him from calling deep balls and explosion plays. How do you know Kevin Patullo's not being told no explosion plays? We don't want turnovers. This might be an organizational analytics decision. How do you know that? How do you know that it's not the analytics people saying no explosion plays? Because guess why? A year ago, Kellen Moore didn't have explosion plays. Now he's down in New Orleans with a shitty offense and he's throwing the ball 50 times a game. Because he's running his own shop. And he gets to be his own play caller. How do you know that the analytics people are saying no deep passes? John McMullen, get this, A.J. Brown, John McMullen, Jalen Hurts, Kevin Patullo, Nick Sirianni. Yes, the explosion plays have not been there. But yet when I bring it up, you guys are saying something completely against everything we're saying. It's because, once again, you see a different game. The players and I and the coaches see a completely different game than you. They're echoing what I've been telling you. They're not echoing what you're thinking. I mean, right? If the analytics people are in Nick's ear about that, they weren't watching the Super Bowl. Listen, their idea, the analytics people were the people that did, get this. Hey, Dime, do you know what happened a year ago? The analytics people got put in a tool shed. They were put in the Chip Kelly, Howie Roseman closet. You know why? If it were up to them, they'd have threw the ball a year ago. Offensive line guys went to the coaches, remember? We got to run the ball here. Stop with this fucking passing and this motion shit. I think they went against the analytics guys a year ago. I think they put them in the Howie Roseman closet. Now they're grabbing a hold of it again. That's what it looks like to me. Because Xander's right. You're not developing your quarterback for a reason. You know why? Somebody's stopping it. It's either Nick, Kevin, or the analytics people. You got players telling you flat out. They're telling you. Okay? M. Reyes, retweet that again here. Repost that, what you said here. I disagree with John's take with Jalen evolving. Jalen Hurts is evolving as a smart player, not as a pocket passer. Two things can be true, Leon. He's not developing. How? The passing game is regressing. It's regressing. Sorry, Sue. Make sure you get me the decoder book and how you say it. Repost? Okay. Guys, hit the like button. Appreciate it. I mean, right? Leon, Hurts is getting smarter at seeing the bullshit. I got to do this. I got to take off. Okay? I got to take off. Here, get this. This guy's saying I'm hating on him. I didn't say it couldn't be fixed. You got to give this guy a reach around, make him feel better about himself, because I have to quantify my takes with him because he thinks I'm hating here. I'm not fucking hating on anything. Big Sill's best Eagle hater. Lover, I know. Okay. Eagles do what they need to do to win games. Yes. And you'll see it this week when they throw it all over the yard. That I want to see. You haven't done it consistently. Now, maybe this one game off, they might. Tell you what, Eduardo or Edward, you know what I'll say to you? You know what I'll say? Okay. That's why I call it a validation game. We already know Hurts can throw. Not consistently. That's not true. I thought you posted something with some clarity. Here, this one. That other one sucked. The goal isn't to develop Hurts. Hurts is Hurts, okay? And Hurts wants to win. Okay, stop with that bullshit hyperbole. Get to the point. There isn't regression or straight. This is fucking terrible. It's a fucking terrible take. Get this. You got the players, the coaches, and you've got the coordinators and head coach telling you it is. It's a fucking terrible take. This guy is so dumb. The players are telling you. The coaches are telling you. M. Reyes doesn't want to see it. Because you know why? This guy is mentally retarded. You're not calculating how amped up our guys will be. You make this sound like these guys are high school football players. When you're a professional football player, you're amped up every Sunday no matter who's in front of you. What do you think? There's rah-rah games and shit like that? Hoss, it's a privilege to play in the National Football League. Every chance you get to play a play in the league might be your last play. You're amped up no matter what it is. I mean, the coaches, the players are talking about the play calling, not their skill. Correct. Nobody's talking about their skill. And Walt, the only time you talk about the skill is when you talk about what Hurts can or can't do. And that's why it's a Mickey Mouse offensive approach. They limit the play calling because the quarterback's limited. And when you limit the play calling, you fill to his skill set. And that's the winning formula. When you don't, here's the Eagle approach. Limit the playbook, which limits the player from turning the ball over, It accentuates his skill set of what he does great, and that's how they're winning games. End of story. And you got players complaining about that because you got guys like A.J. Brown. Dude, every single quarterback from Tom Brady down. Okay, no shit. No shit. What's your point? No shit. M. Reyes just finally heard what I said. No shit. What they do is they limit the offense because the player's limited. It accentuates what he does exceptionally. Doesn't turn the ball over. They win because of great talent and a limited approach when it comes to turning the ball over. Xander's complaining about being conservative. That conservative play has led him to a 19-1 record. At the end of the day, until somebody shows you that being conservative is not going to win, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Why do you want me to deviate off that? I wouldn't. Why would you? I would stay so simple. And I would say get this. It's just very vanilla. It's 19-1. Get this. See this guy here? What he doesn't like is that his quarterback's not the sexiest chick on stage at the beauty contest. That's your problem. The problem, you're 19-1, dickhead. This guy fucking does that guy right there. That's a dickhead comment. Shut the fuck up about what? Winning? Talk about a douchebag. I mean, right? You have thrown the ball down the field and middle of the field. No, they don't. They don't have to do any of that. They're 19-1. Why do they have to do that? Well, teams are going to figure them out. Teams have figured them out. M. Reyes, say it again. Teams have figured them out. M. Reyes, say it again. Teams have figured him out. And say it again. And they still win. What's your point? What's your point? AJ, get this. Let me ask you this. Would this be fair? The more AJ complains, the more winning you're doing. So I'm going to let AJ complain. Let him complain. Because the more he complains, the more they win. Get this. Seals, you're tweeting AJ is calling people. I don't tweet at AJ. Okay? I don't tweet at him. Wrong dude. Must be your burner account or something. I think that's what it's called. Spag just gave us all he had and he still lost. Right. And you beat him with 100 yards. What's your point? You're a limited offense because your quarterback's limited. So what they've done with that guy's skill set, he extends plays. He's smart. He's heady. He can make plays off script. He's an RPO guy, which they don't want to utilize for some crazy reason. And because there's so much talent around him, they win. The Eagles are an ugly team. They're not an exciting team to watch win. Everyone wants this greatest show on turf. You know what they are? The greatest show on turf is like thoroughbreds. You know what you guys are? You're like a team of Clydesdales. Carry the beer. You carry the beer. The thoroughbreds, they race at the Kentucky Derby. They go to Preakness. You're never going to beat the thoroughbreds. You're the Clydesdales. And it's not going to look great. You're not going to put it. You're a Clydesdale in a race versus the thoroughbred. One you can't stop. The other one outruns you. That's who you are. They can't stop the thoroughbred. They can't, because the thoroughbred outrun you. Well, you're not outrunning anybody. And the Clydesdales are going to run you over. You're the Clydesdale. It's okay being that. My boy Maniac. We have been tough to watch this season so far. I'll be honest. But guess what? Hey, Fishing Maniac, ask yourself this. A year ago, was that sexy football? Not really. It was like 1965 football. Or it's like old Big Ten football, right? 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Well, to Barkley's point, it was like 10 yards in a cloud of dust. Right? It was like, get this. Barkley's heating up. That's for sure. No, he's not. You got to get your offensive line healthy up. Get healthy. The numbers will be there. The greatest thing about the Philadelphia Eagles stagnant offense is that when you get healthy, you're going to fix it with health. Teams can't fix it. When you got a bad quarterback or you got a bad O-line, you're not fixing it. The Buccaneers are in shambles, offensive line-wise. They lost Cody Mock. They've lost Gedeke now for 4 weeks because they dropped his ass on IR. And they've lost Tristan Wirfs for a couple more weeks. If you get past this Rams game, I believe you're going to fucking terrorize the Bucs. I told him that this morning. I said, when the Eagles get in the building, you better hope to make the game close because the Eagles are healthy. And they also lost Kalijah Kancey on the other side. The Buccaneers are the most demolished team because of injuries in the NFL. I think you're going to roll that team over. I do. I think you're going to crush that team. Not because, again, I think it'd have been a better football game. Yes, I do. If the talents were even. But once again, remember as I told you before when you guys didn't have AJ? You guys didn't have AJ and Devontae and Lane? Hey, that's a Buck problem. That's not an Eagle problem. You need to take care of your own fucking business. Absolutely, man. Seals, Eagles being a complimentary team is why they win. They will pass happy if they only go down 2 scores. Dude, the Eagles don't play from behind. They don't play from behind. Jalen's not a traditional quarterback. Why are we trying to make him into Rivers? Ask the coaches that. Dude, it's just like the same shit that went on in 23. But Hurts is smarter now than 23. Oh, let me get to this topic. I don't think it's this any longer. I heard a lot of people put this out there to you guys. And I find myself nowadays defending Jalen Hurts more so far at the beginning of this year than I ever have in 5 years we've been covering him. I'm not sure I've ever defended him more. Let me ask you something here. You know that famous line? Well, Kevin Patullo and the Eagles don't trust Jalen Hurts to throw the ball across the middle of the field. And they don't trust him to throw the ball deep. I don't believe that. I think Jalen Hurts doesn't trust him. I think Hurts doesn't trust Patullo. Why in the world would I put that on the Super Bowl MVP and say, I don't trust The quarterback who just won an MVP to fucking throw the ball? Make that make sense for me. How in the world, if you're an organization, do you do this? Kevin Patullo doesn't trust Jalen Hurts to throw the ball across the middle of the field and doesn't trust him to throw the ball deep. I think Jalen Hurts doesn't trust the coordinators and Nick. Super Bowl MVP. 2 times he's been to a fucking Super Bowl. And you're going to try to convince me that Jalen Hurts, Kevin Patullo doesn't trust Hurts. What in the world would Kevin Patullo know about calling plays for a Super Bowl winning quarterback? That makes no sense. I heard somebody in Philly go, Kevin Patullo doesn't trust Hurts. I started laughing. Wait a minute. Guy's never, ever thrown his lure out in the NFL pond. And he's going to try to catch a fish for the first time versus a guy who has caught the ultimate fish, the Super Bowl. Are you fucking crazy? Who buys that shit? Except dumb ass talk show host who, even for me, who's critical of Hurts. Why in the world would Jalen trust that guy? How in the world would I look? You're Jalen Hurts. You're going like this. Kevin Patullo doesn't trust me. I want to show you guys something. Make that make sense. The Eagle coaches don't trust Jalen. Okay, what? You hire a guy who's never play called, and he doesn't trust me? I turned this thing inside out when I heard that. You know, I heard that a couple times yesterday, and I heard it on the air in Philly. I heard some dude go, it's got to be because the coaches don't trust Hurts to throw the ball across the middle of the field and have him throw explosion plays. Could it possibly be that Jalen doesn't trust the plays that are being dialed up? Who are the 5 smartest quarterbacks right now? Stafford? Hurts? Mahomes? Burrow? About it. I'm buying it. Analytics guys again. They're convincing the coaching staff that Jalen can't throw deep. Who else is it? Who else is it? No, he's not. No, I don't think Baker Mayfield's smart. Turns the ball over too much. He's been smarter this year. He's got 5 touchdowns and no picks. You tell me, Zeal. During the regular season, a guy throws the ball 25 times a game. He gets into the playoffs, this guy throws the ball 40 times a game. That's not smart football. Okay, that's not. Okay, so let's go here. These analytics guys have convinced the coaching staff and Kevin Patullo that Jalen can't throw deep. Who's convinced them of this? How about this? John McMullen has been saying this. I heard it this morning. Zander will talk about it here at 3:30 because he goes like this. I heard this, and this is where also I got it from. Thanks, Zander, for the topic. You know what he says? He went like this. Danny Dimes is pretty smart. John, you've been on top of this the entire time. That in practice, it looks like what they've been practicing. And you know what I said? That's by design. That is totally by design. they have put, again, that so-called straitjacket. And he goes like this. Remember he said the other day, we have to have communication, better communication. Hurts doesn't like the plays that are being dialed up. I think he's getting better. I think Joe Brady's helped him a lot. I still think he needs another year with Joe Brady or somebody like that. I think he sometimes is a little too reckless. And I'm talking more about him taking off running. I'd rather lose a ball game than my quarterback. Wouldn't you guys? I see Josh Allen taking off. I'd rather lose the ball game. I don't want to lose my quarterback. Losing my quarterback, I lose the season. Lose my quarterback, win the game? Fuck that. I'm not in for that. I'd rather lose a game. I would totally rather lose a game. Okay, get this. Once again, Chris, nobody's overreacting. We're reacting to what they've done so far. Bro, I'm not going to make you feel better about your life. We're overreacting. I just got through fucking telling this idiot that they'll get better by health. Dude, try fucking listening. Or if you're going to the toilet to do your reading, and I'm sure that's where you do your porn reading, and you come back in the middle of a conversation, I'll hook you up. Jalen threw deep a couple times. Katera blew a block. Okay, once again, Twiz, why are you calling it a play that Cal Katera has to be a guy that's involved in a block when you know he can't block? Look at this. Jalen threw it deep a couple times. Katera blew a block. Would have 75-yard bomb. Watch the fucking game instead of just repeating a narrative. Get this, folks. So why in the world would you call a play when a guy is not skilled at blocking, knowing full well he could possibly blow that block, and his chance of blowing the play up are fucking because you don't know your personnel and you have a bad in-game call. That's a bad in-game call. This guy doesn't know shit about football. Why in the fucking world would I call a play when a guy, and it's a 50-50 proposition, that guy's going to execute the block that's critical in the play's success? I would still call that play hoping he gets the block? What a fucking dumb take. You can't get any dumber than that. Hey, play has a great chance of success. Who's blocking? Katera. Okay, Cal Katera's blocking? There's a 50-50 shot then. I got less of a chance him completing the block, more so than the receiver making the catch. Are you fucking crazy, Twiz? Get this. That's not the point. There's a better chance the guy catches the pass down the field for a 75-yarder than the guy making the block 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. That's fucking stupid football, man. That's stupid football. Get this. Cal Katera, see what he's saying? Has a less of a chance of executing the block because he can't. The receiver down the field has a better shot 75 yards down the field versus a guy 10 yards here making a block. And you still call that play. That's what Twiz says. You still call it. Well, it's a 50-50 shot he makes the block, but there's a 90% chance he catches the pass. That's situational play calling. Wow. Bro, you took 10 steps back with me here, bro. Watch the game. Watch the clips. I don't have to. You called a bad play. That's a bad play. Get this, folks. He thinks what I just laid out, you still called the play, even though the guy you had that's an integral part of making the play work has a less of a shot to execute the block than the guy 70 yards down the field. Watch the play. I don't have to. He missed the fucking block because he can't block. Wow. Some of you guys watch football through like a narrow lens. I mean, it's fucking amazing. Then again, why would I think anything different? Sills is right, though. ESPN officially had everybody know the truth like 2 days ago or yesterday, that's why you will be hearing a lot of people praising Jalen Hurts' his impact the last 3 years. Dude, Jalen Hurts is getting better and smarter seeing the bullshit that's in front of him. Get this, guys. I heard people on WIP this morning say this. The coordinator doesn't trust Jalen Hurts. Well, who the fuck are you? I mean, who the fuck are you? Who's Kevin Patullo? Jalen Hurts is the most accomplished guy in the building. Who are you, Kevin Patullo? As far as I'm concerned, you're a fucking ham and eggs. Xander, did we miss this man's super chat? I hope not. Yeah, one missed block is the problem with the 31st ranked pass offense. It's everybody but the rugby player. Ask the 49ers, shit like that gets your quarterback hurt. That's right. That's exactly how Hassan Reddick destroyed. Tight end missed the man. Bearded Willie. Is that what it is? Let me tell you something. Think about what Twiz just said here. Hey, Twiz, this is such a fucking good take. Is Jihad looking like the steal of the draft? He's looking really good. Xander, go back to that last. Thank you for the super, dude. Go back to the last one. Here's Twiz's take. Ask the 49ers. Tied in that NFC championship game, right? Right? Right, my friend? Willie. Get this. Here, hold on. Then I'm going to go back to this. Wait a second. Watch this. No. You said they don't trust him to throw deep. That's a BS narrative. It's about execution. Really. That's why they've dumbed the offense down. Now watch this guy. He has no idea about football. Go back to Willie here, 21 here. In the NFC championship game, a tight end missed a block, and it got Brock Purdy killed. Why would you call that? When you had a second-team tight end in who missed the block. And by the way, a false narrative, then why do you run get this. See this here? Go back to Twiz's last super chat here. Okay. Jalen Hurts said he's got to be better. The coordinator says there has to be more explosion plays. A.J. Brown's complaining about the offense and saying that it's got to be on time and it's got to be where we have better communication. Everything he just posted here, folks, he's not seeing what they're saying. It's not true. It's not true. Missed block. Bad call. I'm not debating this guy. I'm not. These dudes are clueless, Sills. Patullo balls are being choked by analytic department. Jalen is saving. Yes. Skipper. Any of you in here knows I don't really have glowing things to say about Jalen Hurts too much. He is saving their ass. Who are the two best coaches on the team? Vic and Stout. Correct. And one of their best attributes is they know their personnel. Kevin asked Katera to do something he's bad at. Perfect, Eric. You get it. Twiz will never get it. He thinks, get this, if you call a play, the players have to execute. Well, make sure you have the right personnel in. Isn't that knowing your personnel? Twiz thinks it's player production. No matter if it's scout team guys or second or third team tight ends, they need to make the play. No, there's a reason there's first team and second team guys, and there's a reason that Grant Calcaterra can't block. He doesn't see that. He thinks that you could drag a guy off the practice squad and he'll make the fucking same play. And it's on him because it's execution. You put your players in the best position to win, and you're dead on. That's what Vic does, and that's what Stoutland does. No question about it. Twist sees the game where if I call it down and out, I'm going to call it no matter who's fucking out there. It's your job to execute it. Know who your personnel is. You can't execute every play if you don't have the proper personnel. It's about matchups. How stupid can you be? I've never seen a guy dump. Well, I have. There's many of them in here. There's a lot that are smart. Seals, it's funny how all these Eagle fans call Hurts a winner with one ring while calling Brady, who had 3 at his age, a game manager. Tell me any offense ran by Brady that didn't have a passing TD. Okay, there's 32 game managers. The Jerk, there's 32 game managers with 32 different boutique offenses that are designed for those respected guys. They're all game managers. Here, there's very few guys that are asked to go out and carry a football team. The guy last night, he doesn't have exceptional talent. The Jerk, name me one guy that could start on your Philadelphia Eagle team that plays in Buffalo, not name the quarterback. Name me one. There's not one guy that could play on that Buffalo Bills team that could play on the Philadelphia Eagles team. They'd be second team guys. Yeah, get this right here. This guy thinks James Cook is going to start over who? He's going to start over who? Barkley? No, thank you. Sills, I'm a Patriots fan, bro. Got you, man. Well, then again, bro, there's probably not a lot of guys that could start on that Patriots team on too many other teams. Yeah, so that guy's telling you, Senor's telling you that I'm hoping that he's being facetious, so I'm going to assume that he was. Offensively, guy, try going there with that. Don't know if you saw Lori and Nick interacting during practice, which doesn't happen a lot. I'm sure Lori is frustrated as well. This production isn't going to win another Super Bowl. Get this. Everybody's pissed off right now, and they should be at 2-0. You want your owner. You want your coach. You want the only guy that's not are people like Twiz and M. Reyes. You got the whole entire organization knowing that they're underachieving. They're 2-0, no doubt. But they're pissed off. I want them pissed off. That's a good thing. Nobody's shitting on them. Okay? Explain why Saquon has worse stats behind the best O-line than James Brooke then. You really can't figure it out. Really, you really can't figure it out. That Cam Jurgens is not playing well, and that Landon Dickerson is not playing well. Is that really that hard to? That's why you're getting beat up front. Senor, you don't have the best O-line. You're blaming Barkley. I'm blaming the line. You're not playing well. You're 15th in pass protection, and you're not running the ball well. Hurts is saving your ass by going off script. What are you talking about? It's not Barkley. You're making it sound like you have the best O-line in football. You don't. I thought we were basing who will start the 2025. Okay. Stats. So you go ahead and take James Cook. I'm sure everybody else in here will take James Cook. And you just assumed because in the first 8 quarters of the season, you'll take James Cook over Barkley. Oh, here. Well, maybe what we should do is what players do you think would start over Saquon Barkley in Buffalo? Should we go there? We'll narrow it down for you since it's a little simpler for you to follow along. Feels like the 2023. I don't see 23 here. I do not see 23. Hey, Sills, what's it like in the locker room for the Eagles who win and Miami who sucks, both teams, are unhappy with their play. Yeah, no, listen, here's the difference. Miami has no answers. And you know the inevitable's coming. The quarterbacks regressed. That was a stupid interception last night. I mean, if anything is evident, Tua Tagovailoa struggles with second reads. I thought, and remember something too. He's more of an area passer. This guy doesn't have a big arm. That's why he doesn't really have a good second when he's looking and he's reading defenses. His second option is terrible. You know what? Tagovailoa came out and said that, the linebacker made a great play. No, he didn't. He was sitting right there in the fucking zone. He didn't even move. You threw it right to him. You didn't see him. I mean, he didn't even see him. Hurts is smarter. Hurts has better wheels. Hurts is not going to make that throw that Tua made last night. There lies the difference. You would have still been in the football game if he doesn't make that throw. Hurts will not make that throw that Tagovailoa made last night to lose him the game. There were two plays in the game that lost him for the Dolphins. The punt block and Tagovailoa's interception. Hurts is not throwing that pick. He's just not throwing it. It was a stupid play. I'm like, you didn't see that guy camped out in the zone and you weren't reading your pre-snaps. Any buffoon saw that thing last night. You're like, holy shit, that thing was right in front of him. Dude, I could see a guy making a great play and coming over into the zone, diving and making a catch. He was playing it in the zone. He was sitting right there and he threw it right to his chest. There's no way he could have dropped that. Look at the big picture. Get a clue. 101, a game ain't winning shit. Expectations are high for every Birds fan. I'm not okay with this. Need to be better. Right. They know that too. Skipper, this is what they're saying. Some people in here, though, are going, you're overreacting. They're overreacting. So if the players are overreacting and AJ's overreacting, isn't that funny? We got a guy here, Chris, in here. And he goes, hey, relax. Overreacting. And I'm like this, hang on. They're overreacting. I mean, they're overreacting. I'm sure every offensive lineman lives a quarterback who can put a team on his shoulders and go win a game. I think that's what Jalen Hurts has done this last 2 weeks. Again, remember, I'm not a Glazer of the guy. You don't have him, you don't win. Get this. So here, let me put this out here. No, you forgot I'm watching porn. Not a bad idea. I'm going to hire a chef for my 5-star restaurant and teach him the difference between boiling and cook and baking. That's fucking funny and brilliant. Right, get this. I'm going to hire a chef at a 5-star seafood restaurant, and you know what he's going to bring me out? An omelet. Hey, underdog, the guy's going to bring me out a fucking omelet. This guy, you 5-star, hey, underdog, that's brilliant. He's right. You go to the Palm, my favorite restaurant. You get yourself a 5-pound, you're hoping for a 5-pound lobster. Hey, underdog, 5-pound lobster, right? You're hoping to get. You're sitting down, you have your clams, casino. I know Xander hates that shit. Oh, wait, I think Xander just hates clam casino at Hooters. That's what it is. So I get my clams casino. I got my Caesar salad here. I'm ready, and I got my gabagool over here. I'm ready to rock, right? So I sit here, and I'm waiting for my 5-pound lobster. And at the Palm, here comes my Eggs Benedict. That's what you got for your offensive coordinator. Brilliant. Underdog, brilliant. Guy brings out Eggs Benedict. Poached eggs. That's brilliant. It's a brilliant take, man. So far, hey, we got to start doing that. The post of the day. The post of the day. We'll give him a winner at the end of the show. And then at the end of the week, we'll give you we'll give you the king of the week or some shit like that. What do you think? If you win today, there'll be 5 winners a week. And then from those 5, at the end of the program, we'll have the grand champion of the week for a decent post because I'm looking for him. What do you think? And what do you think the chances that M. Reyes never wins that? Probably 1,000,000,000 to 1 that he never does that, right? Oh, Xander just said this. Wait a minute, folks. Big Z just threw in a giveaway. So wait a minute. We're going to have a benchmark here on the program. Starting Monday, we're going to do this. Take the post of the day. Okay? And then we'll do that every day and then a grand champion on Friday. How's that for you? I like that. That's beautiful. King or queen? Nice job. I'll talk to you later on that. You've got 10 million obese people in the country, but can't find 5 that can block for Burrow. Oh, another one. You guys are on your 8 and 8. Too bad it's not today. You guys need to save some of your takes here. Had eggs and Benny with Dungeness crab. Eggs Benedict and Dungeness crab. Yeah, that sounds like a fucking wonderful that's a wonderful take. What am I eating? Right? Might be a blessing in disguise for the Eagles to take an early loss. No. Bro, losing? Come on now. No. I don't want to lose anything. No, thank you. Hey, it might be okay. No. Losing, there's no such thing as taking a loss. I'm winning everything I do. No, thank you. No losing. Losing? Come on, King. King, you should be called Jester. I hope you're kidding. Seals, will Marcus Mariota throw a TD? Oh, my. Okay, I'll tell you what. You guys have all upped your game here since we now have officially opened up the king or queen of the day when it comes to your post. So we've upped it here. Okay. We're starting this Monday. That's funny, man. James, don't tell me that's the JD jersey I sent you in the profile picture. Oh, man. Bro, get this. Does Jalen Hurts throw a TD pass before Marcus Mariota? Oh, my God. Wait a minute. Here's a better one. Wait. Does Carson Wentz have a better game than Jalen Hurts this weekend? He throws for 4 TD. Hey, with Justin Jefferson. I don't even know who Minnesota's playing this week. We'll get to those. Let's see. Who's Minnesota playing? Who are the Vikings playing this week? They're playing the Bengals with Jake Browning. Carson Wentz is going to throw for 300 yards in that game at 14. Oh, my God. Hurts is going to go for 101 and 2. Oh, my God. Playing the Bengals. Who has a better weekend, Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts? Fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. All right, here. At this rate, Archie. Dude, you're on fire today. At this rate, Arch Manning might throw one. Oh, my God. Who has the better career, Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz? Ooh. Wow. Who was drafted in the first round? Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts? Who was the second pick in the draft? Who's got the same MVP award, the Burt Bell Award? They do. Who's been to a Super Bowl? They both have. As a matter of fact, he's got an AFC championship ring from a year ago, and he's got a Super Bowl ring from Philadelphia. Not too bad for a guy who's played on 6 teams and started on 6 different teams in the last 6 years, becoming the first player ever to do it. Let's see here. Jalen Hurts, 2 Super Bowls, a Super Bowl MVP. Shut up. Wow, what a take. Man, you fucking told me. Carson Beck is having a better. Hey, is that Army quarterback back? Is that Army quarterback? Is that dude back? Bryson Hurts. Bryson Hurts. Here, look at this. Hurts is in the all pros. Gives a shit. I hate the analytics department and their involvement. However, the chefs, because they're the chefs at 0-2, beat us in total yards and a lot of other stats. The only main stat we beat them was in turnovers. Why we're conservative. Absolutely true. Jalen was drafted anywhere but Philadelphia. He'd be out of the league. Well, if Tom Brady was drafted anywhere but New England, how do you think he'd do? If Kurt Warner didn't sign, and here, by the way, just to show you how that works, Kurt Warner was cut 5 times. 5 times he was cut. If Kurt Warner didn't land in St. Louis, you never would have had Kurt Warner Hall of Famer. He was cut 5 times. 5 times Kurt Warner was blown out. Had to play in the World League, in the Arena League. I did that. I wanted to keep it going. He played in the same leagues I did. Played in the World League, played in the Arena League, played in the NFL. He didn't play in Canada. I did. Okay? So you don't land in St. Louis with Dick Vermeil, who knows what would have happened? It's true. This guy was bagging groceries, putting ketchup on shelves. The year before, he went to St. Louis. Thought his dream was over. They bring him in and Trent Green gets hurt. Next thing you know, the guy's sitting there holding the Super Bowl Lombardi trophy. You never know, man. Opportunities and where you land. Absolutely true. Sills, if Hurts wins another Super Bowl, let's get him over 200 yards passing first here before the greatness of Jalen Hurts. Talking about Hurts getting another Super Bowl. Let's talk about let's get a 200-yard passing game. Could that be cool? Let's get a 300-yard offensive game going here. So you get your offense going. Let me get back to A.J. Brown a little bit. Oh, shit's gold. A.J. Brown's gold, man. Hold on here. A.J. Brown he's worth a shot of Coke and vodka. No, I don't drink that old man drink. Don't worry about it. Man. So, AJ, what's going on, man? Well, you're playing against Emmanuel Forbes this week. I know. Don't worry, Marcus. I don't drink that old man drink. Kidding me? What about Emmanuel Forbes? Shit. I ain't worried about that dude. That dude's the least of my issues. I school that motherfucker every time I land on the field against him. My concern is that noodle arm quarterback and that chicken shit Kevin Patullo. I'm acting like AI here. I'm talking like AI now. Here's AJ what he's really feeling. Hey, AJ, what do you make of, Emmanuel Forbes this week. Fuck that guy. Every time I step on the field, I kill that guy. That guy goes for my roadkill. Guy's a nobody. My biggest concern is that noodle arm quarterback. Hey, and that schoolboy OC they got, who's Nick's buddy, calling plays and dialing nobody plays up. That's what I'm fucking worried about. I'm worried about the guys I have in my own building. I'm not worried about Emmanuel Forbes. I get on the field, you throw me the pass, I'm going to run that guy over. Problem is I got a noodle arm quarterback, and I got a schoolboy OC. Shit, man, I ain't going nowhere with that. That's how I read it. Oh. How did you not hear it? I heard it. Isn't that funny? How I hear it and how you hear it is two different things. I heard the Emmanuel Forbes comment, and I went, that's like saying this. Hey, Emmanuel Forbes, fuck that guy. He's a nobody. What are you more concerned about? That noodle arm quarterback and that OC, man, who's, I don't know, should be at the library putting tax code books up on a shelf. That's how I heard it. And you guys are like, no, it's not what he said. I don't know. That's how I heard it. That noodle arm quarterback. Hey, I need a quarterback in Philly. I need a quarterback in Philly this summer. Could somebody help me out, please? What? Starting to make sense. How does Mac Jones have more yards and TDs than Hurts? Mac fucking Jones. Wait a minute. Jahan Dotson, according to Xander, is having a better season than A.J. Brown. How's that possible? Jahan Dotson, fuck, I'm going to have to sign this guy to a 3-year contract extension at $20 million a year. I'm going to keep, I got to keep him, man. He's having a hell of a season. Twiz, how can the coaches get Jalen to play on time consistently? How about this? Twiz, I think he's better up tempo, man. Get that shit up tempo. Every time they get that team and they go no huddle or they up tempo it, he's electric, man. He is. Go up tempo, speed the game up a little more. Hurts is not going to make a mistake. Bro, it's either, I don't want to hear that ever again. I trust Jalen Hurts more than Kevin Patullo. Let Jalen make more decisions. Dude, I think Jalen Hurts is too much of a team guy. I want my quarterback to be an asshole a little. I want him to be more of an asshole. No, I'm not calling that. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, I'm going to audible out of that. Guy said it. We don't have good communication. Well, fuck the communication. Get out of that until it gets better. Hey, by the way, do me a favor. Get the fucking plays in on time. I see Hurts going like this. Then he got to call 2 timeouts, and I see Nick's puss over there going, I have to call a timeout. Why? Because your fucking buddy can't get the play in on time? What's your buddy doing? Let me guess. What's he doing? He's trying to figure out of the 17 plays he has, he can't figure one of those 17 plays with 25 seconds to get the fucking play in on time? Hurts is over here going like this. Get this fucker in here. Timeout. You're like, what the fuck is that? If that, I mean, I'm surprised Jalen hasn't blown up more on that. And there's Nicky over going, we had to call timeout. Yeah, because your butt buddy over here can't get one of the fucking plays in on time. Hey, Kevin, there's only 17 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I'll pick, what is he doing? Not like you're running motion plays. Wait a minute here. Let's see here. I got 6 plays. Hold on. Fuck, I can't. Oh, the 25 seconds going down. Holy shit, you talk about a guy melting down? I'll tell you this. This guy's having a heart attack every sequence. Shit, there's 8 plays. Which one of these 8 plays do I send there to Jalen Hurts is going, get the fucking play in. Nope. Timeout. Holy cow. You make it sound like this guy's got John Gruden's play sheet in front of him. You know who Kevin Patullo is? You know, you go up to a drive-in, you go up to like the McDonald's and you want to order outside. So what would you like, sir? Can I get back here with you a minute? Let me see. I'll take a Happy Meal. No, hang on. I'll take a quarter pounder with cheese. Hang on. Let me wait a minute here. Okay, give me a Big Mac and some McNuggets. No, wait a minute. Boom, you're done. 25 seconds, it's over. You know what you get? You get a McFlurry. That's who Kevin, he got 15 plays. Holy shit. Oof. Man. Holy cow. I want a Big Mac, fries, a medium Coke. Get it in there. Thank you very much. Here's Patullo. I'll take a hamburger. I'll take a fucking quarter pound. Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. I'll take wait. McNuggets and, okay, sir, can you please pull up? You know, they make those guys pull up like 15 yards up and the guy comes out and fucking hands him an order because he went off the fucking page. Holy shit. Yeah, wait a minute. Here's the best one. Yeah, before we get Xandri, here's the best one. Yeah, I heard a guy in WIP actually say this, and this is why I know they blow out loud. The guy goes like this. Well, I don't think Kevin Patullo trusts Jalen Hurts. Trust Jalen Hurts? No. You got it wrong, Junior. Jalen Hurts doesn't trust Bobo Patullo. This guy's been to 2 fucking Super Bowls. He's the reigning MVP. And the OC doesn't trust Jalen. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Oh, AJ. Xander, real quick, look at this. Dear God, football gods of football gods, thank you for AJ Brown being on this fucking team. Yeah, here's how I heard it. Manuel Forts, fuck that guy. I school that guy every time I'm playing. That noodle arm quarterback I have, that's the guy I'm concerned about. And Bobo Patullo calling plays. Those are the 3 things. I'm more worried about those guys than I'm worried about Manuel Forbes. I kick that guy's ass every day. Funny, that's how I heard that bite. Let's go, baby, here on a Football Friday. Our good friend, by the way, Craig Carton will join us at 4:30. Here he is. Without further ado, Big Z, Xander Kraus, right now here.
What up, Big Sills? It's a Football Friday, brother.
Yes, it is, my friends.
Are you ready to win another football game this weekend? We might bitch about it. We might cry about it. We might say we want AJ involved. But one thing the Eagles have told me that will most likely 95% true will happen. Well, that they'll walk away with a W today, all right? Or on Sunday. So I'm ready to roll, Big Sills. I'm done bitching about the passing game this week. I'm locked in and ready for another W, and that'll be what, 20 out of the last 21 or 19 of the last 20? I don't know. It's so many W's in a row. I'm starting to lose track of it, Sills.
Well, Big Sills has Rams 28-26 on Sunday.
The Big Sills will be wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
We're about this. Well, ready to go play 60 minutes. That's what we gonna do.
It will be a good matchup.
Find out.
I like the matchup. It's a good matchup this week. It's don't you agree? It's
yes.
Coming into it. It's an exciting football matchup coming into this one. 2 good teams, even more than last week. I know you had the Super Bowl rematch, so it kind of had that media grandeur and everything with it, but this is a good match. This is 2 good football teams, 2 teams that I think will have a chance to compete in the NFC late in the year. 2 good quarterbacks. Obviously, the Rams team has that great off, that whole offense, the way they operate and the way they play with the motion and, high-powered passing and all sorts of different things over there. So I'm excited. It's going to be a good game, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Here's the key matchups I have. You tell me if you add another one to it here. I think the Eagle offensive line versus the Rams D-line is number 1 front and center I'm going to be watching. I think that right there, because it all dictates on the run game. It dictates on pressure. On getting to Jalen Hurts on those passing routes, because what's the one thing you said this? You know how to hide some of the deficiencies in the secondary? if you've got pass rushers on your football team, you have an opportunity to maybe cover some of those weaknesses in the secondary that I think the Rams do have at the cornerback position. I really do. However, I don't really think that they've played all that hot, the Philadelphia Eagles, in the first 8 quarters. I think they've struggled. And you're going against the best defensive line that you've played so far this season. And on top of that, you're going to probably play against the best wide receiver duo that you might see all year long.
Yep.
So I got that. I got AJ versus the secondary. Bro, if you can't take advantage of this week, you're not going to take advantage any week.
Yep.
This is where AJ should be. Now, look, I'm going to go 110, something like that. But this guy should be 150 yards in this ball game. This guy should terrorize that Rams secondary. And then I've got McVay versus Vic again. I think that's going to be a interesting matchup. And also,
by the way, Vic has tormented McVay.
He has. Yeah. And also Chris Shula versus Kevin Patullo.
Which is advantage Shula, yeah. I mean,
I think it's advantage Shula there.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think your keys are those are the key matchups I'm watching as well. I mean, I think the biggest one is that Rams defensive line. I mean, if that Rams D line struggles to get home, our offense should have a field day. That we should be able to run all over them. We should be able to pass all over. Like everything should be there for the taking, because once that run game opens up, boy, those cornerbacks, as you mentioned it, are going to get taken in the woodshed. They just aren't good enough to hang. So it's going to be, I mean, I think everything you named are the key matchups. I think you're right onto it. You know, the one thing I'm watching in this game, Sills, is as much as we've talked about the passing game and as much as I like the matchup with A.J. Brown, 52 carries for 460 yards, 8.8 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. Do you know what that stat line represents?
No.
Saquon Barkley in 2 games versus the LA Rams. Now that you know what it is, I'll say the stat line again. 52 carries, 460 rushing yards, 8.8 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. I want to get the passing game going too, but you guys better prove you can stop that first.
200 yards averaging that you're averaging running the ball against them.
Wait a second. Ready? And to top it all off, 4 touchdown runs, 70 yards, 72 yards, 62 yards, and 78 yards.
That's crazy great. Yeah. That's crazy great. Now, how about this? If the Rams could cut that in half, that game's close.
Right. So good way to look at it.
And
there.
Right now, Saquon is down 2 yards a carry. He's down 3.7 now. So does that get on track this week? You're right. Well, that's going to be something to watch too.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the weakness of the Rams D line. You know, they're a great pass rushing unit, but they did go out and get some reinforcements. Now, I will say I don't think they're as bad as some people think. I don't know what they ranked out last year, how bad they actually were, but I mean, they have some players in there. You know, what's that one dude's name I'm blanking on? They got obviously Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. I don't know if Fisk is going to play.
Kobe Turner.
Yeah, Kobe Turner. That's who I was thinking of. You know, they got really good players in that D line. So I don't know. I feel like Saquon's going to have a day. I do. I was rewatching some of the highlights from
I didn't know the numbers were that high.
Yeah. And if you add in his passing yards, he had over 500 yards versus him in 2 games.
What did he do in the playoff game? That was a snow, though. That was a snow game, right?
The playoff game, he had 26 carries, 205 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
So in 3 games, he had over 200 yards?
He had 2 games. 2 games versus them.
2 games last year. My bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
So first game, week 12, 26 carries for 255.
Barkley did that 200 yards in the snow?
Yes. 26 for 205.
What the fuck did I say on that score?
Yeah, motherfucker. I don't know why you're picking the Rams. I mean, look, the Rams are a good opponent. They're not beating the Birds this weekend. Nah, it's going to be
for 255.
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be a classic Jalen
255 he went.
It's going to be a classic Eagles Jalen Hurts game. It might not look as splashy as you want it to look. There might leave some plays on the field, but they're going to get to the end. They're going to have a good running attack to go all the way through. He's going to have a couple back-breaking runs. He'll make a couple back-breaking throws, and they're going to walk out of there with a close, narrow win. That's just how I feel like this game is going. That's why I said my score prediction was 27-24 the Eagles.
Okay, If he has 80 yards rushing in this game, there's a problem.
Hurts or Barkley?
Barkley.
Well, then it's Emmanuel Forbes time.
No, there'll be 3 games. They stuffed him. 3 games he's been under 90 yards.
You're saying Saquon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I think it's something to consider, but I do think, to be fair to Saquon, most running backs won't be able to thrive if there's very minimal threat through the air. So far, the Eagles just haven't struck fear. I mean, A.J. Brown, guys, has 35 yards in 2 games. Like, that's not striking fear in your opponent. That's not setting Saquon up for success. That's why I said I don't need crazy numbers, but get A.J. his 80 plus, get Devontae his 60 plus, get Goddard his 50 plus. Get those 3 guys involved to a certain extent. Put the fear, make the defense have to respect it a little bit more. And I think Saquon starts running. Because I'll tell you what, I just mentioned, I was watching some highlights. Saquon does not look not good. Dude, he's explosive.
I agree.
I mean, even on the 8, 12 yard, 8, 10, 12, 13 yard pickups, he's exploding through the holes. He looks explosive. So he's ready to hit a home run. I just think the offense has to, the defense is, they're not letting them hit the home run because they don't have to be honest right now. You know what I mean? So that passing game's got to get going a little bit. I think Saquon will be on his way.
I got to tell you guys, man, I appreciate all you in here. We got about 1,000 people in here counting over on my Twitter page.
Yeah, man.
Right now. So we got about 1,000 folks in here, Facebook too. So please hit that like button. And we thank you very much here too for that. We'll read your super chats at the end here. So here, I heard something that went like this, Ander. Hey, you got Emmanuel Forbes this week. Hey, fuck that guy. That guy every week. I'm more concerned about that noodle arm quarterback of mine.
That's how he said.
And I'm more concerned about that Bobo Patullo guy. That's Nick's buddy.
That's
how I heard it.
He has the right mindset because when you're A.J. Brown, you don't have to think about your opponent like when you're Jahan Dotson. Right? I don't give a rat's ass.
You don't care who's guarding him.
I don't care who you have. I don't care if you got prime Charles Wood. I don't give a shit.
He doesn't care.
Okay. And that's the mindset he should have. So yeah. I think it was the right approach. And you know what else I think it shows is I think it shows you that the Eagles are in a mindset right now where they do know, okay, we got to get better, right? We have to build on what we're doing right now. We can't just get comfortable playing the way we are. And I think that's a good thing. So anytime you see a fan who says, oh, who cares? They don't need to get better. Bullshit. All right. The Eagles are telling you they know, they're working on it, and they acknowledge they got to get better. As fans and as somebody that, strives for greatness, I think we should all want them to be better. And they're looking for it. So I do expect them to try and get A.J. Brown a little bit more involved. 35 yards through 2 weeks is absolutely egregious. You could go versus the 2 best pass defenses in football, and he shouldn't have 35 yards in 2 weeks. So get him involved.
You think this is a breakout game for Hurts?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to say that because
give me what you think is a breakout game for Hurts. I'm not talking numbers. I'm talking what do you think this is more of a balanced attack for him in this game, or do you think they're going to stick to what they do? Because you know what, Xander, you put it perfectly. Watch this. Hey, man, being conservative has made them 19-1.
Well,
what's a breakout game?
That's why I would say, like, if you're talking Pittsburgh breakout like that, I don't think so. I don't think that's necessary because I feel so strongly about what they're going to be able to do in the running game this week. So, I'm not going to sit here and project that Jalen Hurts goes off this week. What I'd like to see, Sills, is competent. I want to get that passing into 200 yards. Give me 200 yards. get AJ 80 plus, like I just said. Get Devontae 60 plus. Get Dallas Goedert his 50 yards, and let's get that thing starting to put some oil, put some grease on that thing. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking for in the passing game. But I think 200 yards is good, man. I think that's perfect.
How concerned are you about Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua going against your secondary with Matthew Stafford?
Very concerned. Well, not very concerned, but I mean, they're going to have to get home. That defensive front's going to have their best game. Jalen Carter's going to have his best game. Zadarius Smith is going to have a big game. Nolan Smith is going to have a big game. This is the week to get after the quarterback, man. You know what I mean? Like whether Kyron Williams is running the ball well or not is not going to change how quick Matthew Stafford's getting that ball out. So you got to get pressure. You got to get him off his spot, and you got to make him move. He can't move well, and he's 37 years old, and he already wasn't a mobile quarterback as is. So get there, get pressure. I think a big key this week is actually the interior, even a little more so than the edges, because when you have a passer like that, like Matthew Stafford, who steps up into the pocket routine, he's like Brady in that way. Like, he doesn't move outside the tackles like guys like Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts or even Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. He doesn't do that. He steps up into the pocket. So if you got Jordan Davis in there, pushing the pocket back a little bit, and Jalen Carter, with that extra push to get through, I think that's where you can really, really wreak havoc on this game.
Do you agree that Zadarius Smith has made Nolan Smith look like youngster's got a little ways to go there? That don't look like a $25 million player to me.
Well,
that guy stepped on the field, and he was the best player, edge rusher on that field this past weekend. I mean, he needs to look more like that, don't you think?
Well, there's no doubt that Zadarius had a presence about him. Like you could see him on the field, right? Like Nolan sometimes blends in a little bit because he's small, but I actually don't think that quite as much about Nolan as I do about Jalix. Like, I think Nolan is back in the role he should be in, which is I like Nolan a lot, but I don't think Nolan was ready to be a number one yet. And I think him at the 2 is perfect. He's setting the edge very well. He's still coming along as a pass rusher, but he does the fundamental things that Vic wants really well. Set the edge, play the perimeter if you need to a little bit, drop into that flat if we need you to, you know what I mean, and do it that way. So he's been really good against the run Sills on the edge. I've been really impressed for an undersized edge, the way he plays out there. So I actually I'm taking the same take that you had, but I'm applying it to Jalix, who I don't think is ready to be a starter in this league. I think he's good in that third role, but he's not ready to be an every down player. I don't think. I mean, you could tell clearly when Zadarius was out there what that looked like.
I like the fact that, Nolan was in that role earlier on a year ago, and maybe that's the role that you want to have Jalix in, is that Nolan Smith early role of a year ago. Hey, I think this is encouraging. You want me to give you some encouraging news here? Now, I know that one guy missed a game, but best D tackle so far has been Jordan Davis.
He's played well.
I mean, that's a positive. Because
Jalen.
Jalen's going to come around once he gets his wind. He'll be all right.
Well, I think Jordan is playing himself into a good ball player. Now, I'm not going to compare him to somebody that just retired that will be an Eagle Hall of Famer.
You go back and watch him; he's getting better.
If you give him the time, and I know we live in a world, especially in a league. Forget the world. We live in a league, in an NFL league right now, where there's not a lot of patience on players at any position. But I remember Brandon Graham. I mean, it took Brandon Graham 4 years, like a good 4 years. Like, I think 5 years.
5 years.
That's what I mean. Like, Jordan Davis is in year 4 right now. So I think he's looking more the part. If you can, envision a world where he keeps grinding like he did this summer, keeps getting that body in shape and keeps preparing for the long haul, I think he's going to be a great defensive tackle. I think age is going to do him well as the type of player that he is. I think he's going to learn how to use his power, his strength better. I think he's going to play the position better. I think he's going to be more versatile, and I think he could become a better pass rusher as time goes on. Not a great pass rusher, but a better one who knows how to kind of get leverage, use his body, use his weight, and he's more nimble now. I mean, Sills, remember, this guy was big, but he was always fast. Now that he's cut weight, he's a guy that could get to the backfield if he, plays his cards right.
4.78 at 338, man. You're fucking
right. And now he's lost weight. So it's like, I think he's got a chance to kind of get to that point, but we got to be patient on him. I think they're going to give him a contract, Sills. And I won't be upset with it.
You know what? 8 quarters, it's encouraging. The guy that's getting lost in the offense the most is Devontae.
Well,
I just think he's getting lost in this offense. I mean, I get AJ's going to get his. They're gonna force targets in on him, but
I would argue that AJ's been more lost than Devontae, almost to a point where it doesn't make sense.
You think they're prepping? You think they're prepping to move him?
No, I don't think. No, I'm not saying that. I don't know. This is the type.
No, he's got better numbers.
This is the type of stuff that people don't like. And all right, everybody in the chat, you can weigh in. I don't really have a take on it, but I do notice it. All right, so the Eagles put up the mic'd up last night of Jalen Hurts. He talks to Devontae in that thing a lot. there was not a singular clip of him and AJ Brown looking at each other, saying a word to each other. And hey, it's edited. It's state media. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a drama
but I've
queen.
heard they haven't spoken to each other.
Maybe there's absolutely nothing to it. All I'm saying is, I don't know, man. I don't think him and AJ Brown are on the same page, man.
I heard they haven't spoken since camp broke. I'm just telling you, somebody told me in that locker room that they don't speak a lot. When team meetings are going on, it's like AJ's very quiet. He doesn't speak a lot. And it's constantly AJ and it's constantly Devontae and Jalen Hurts. I don't really think they have a wonderful relationship. I think that relationship is deteriorated. And then when you got a guy coming out going like this, quarterback's got to be on time.
Well, I mean, remember Brandon Graham kind of told us last year, right? He kind of let the cat out of the bag with that. But I mean, to your point, 9 targets for Devontae, 9 targets for AJ so far. So 6 receptions for AJ, 7 for Devontae. Devontae just has those big plays, the bigger one. So I don't know. I'm not trying to make something of it. I'm just saying that, you know, they definitely are not. They're definitely not, you know,
buddies.
Yeah, they're definitely not like.
You don't have to be buddies. You just have to respect one another.
Which I think maybe they do. I mean, I'm not going to say make a claim that they don't. I don't know that. I mean, I think they're
well. They know they need each other to be successful. You're not going to go like this. I don't want to be with. Yeah, this is what it is.
See, I think Jalen knows that, but I think AJ holds a little bit. I don't know. Now I'm speculating, but you would wonder if AJ would hold more disdain than Jalen would. I mean, think about it. Jalen
doesn't care about the numbers. AJ does.
Exactly. And Jalen's not interested in fitting into the narratives that exist. And AJ's point, but to AJ's credit, he doesn't get the type of credit for team success like Jalen does. You know what I mean? Like in the history books,
even Barkley
in the Hall of Fame, Jalen will get more credit for Super Bowl wins than skill position players will. That's just the nature of the beast. He's a quarterback. You know, so if he's got 3 rings on his mantle, that guy's going to be in Canton, whether he throws for 2,000 yards a year or 4,000 yards a year, doesn't matter.
Well, I don't think Aikman gets enough love for the success of the Cowboys. I think they give Emmett more the love for the success of the Cowboys. But
Emmett was there every year. You know, this is interesting because we've only had Saquon 1 year.
That's right.
You know,
he's not a homegrown guy. He's a mercenary that you signed as a free agent. That's correct. That's a different dynamic, isn't it?
Hey, look, AJ, people say this and international. I got no problem with the comment because AJ's selfish. That's fine. Dude, look, you should be selfish. When you're you don't become the best receiver in the world by not being selfish, dude. This is a game where there's one ball and there's a team game and one offense. If you don't demand the ball, if you don't get yourself open, if you don't make yourself an undeniable force, you fall into the weeds, dude. That's AJ got to this point by being a selfish player. I don't think we should change that about him, you know. But no, see, Keith brings up a good point. He says, "I don't care about grown man attitudes. Just win." I agree.
Yeah, I know. That's at the end of the day,
my
correct.
question is more this: is the offense not clicking because there is a disconnect in that relationship? You know what I mean? Are they avoiding the conversation? Are they avoiding the steps necessary to become, you know, a cohesive offense again because of it? I don't give a rat's ass what their relationship is. I agree with you, Keith. Who gives a shit? But I want the offense to thrive, you know, and I think talking to each other is will probably help that.
Well, let me ask you this one here. Do you think Jalen Hurts trusts Kevin Patullo?
I don't know. Maybe not. But remember, Jalen's got a lot of autonomy now at the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
So
maybe, how about this? I hear people going like this and WIP going, you know, I don't really see the Kevin Patullo trust Jalen to throw across the middle, throw deep passes. And I'm like, and boy, you said something perfectly today. You went like this to John McMullen. You know, John, you were talking about this the entire camp, that what they're doing in camp, no explosion plays, everything underneath, nothing around, you know, trying to get the offense going. I came back and went like this. Is that the analytics guys telling Kevin Patullo how to build a game plan and putting the straitjacket, as you say, on the coordinator by telling him, listen, we're going to win games by not having Jalen Hurts throw the ball down the field, don't have turnovers. We're going to have like a running game. We're going to stick to the formula of a year ago, and this is how we're going to win it. Maybe Kevin Petula's being told because the guy's doing something completely different down in New Orleans right now. This guy just won a Super Bowl running the fucking ball. Why aren't you handing him more to Alvin Kamara down there? So I would ask you, I go, is Kevin Petula have handcuffs on too?
Well, he might. I think Jalen Hurts probably, though, doesn't think about it like that anymore, and he shouldn't because they keep giving him a new coach. So I think he's kind of taken over.
Do you think he's oblivious to that now?
I don't know. I'm not saying he's oblivious to it. I think he cares little about it because he has the approach. Petulo's here today and gone tomorrow. I'm not. Like think about it. How much should Jalen have became in love with Kellen Moore or not?
Well, then why should I fucking respect him?
Well, you got to respect him because you got to build an offense in the time period that you're in. But
well,
I just think
Jalen how about this? I'll take the respect back. How can I trust him then if I know he's?
Remember though, Jalen needed Kellen Moore last year because he was learning a lot at the line of scrimmage. Now he has a year of that under his belt. Now I'm not saying he's not trying to learn from Petula. I think Jalen's the type of guy that wants to learn from everybody. But I'm just saying, Jalen probably came into this year Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, calling more things at the line of scrimmage, a rookie offensive coordinator who Jalen knows. Think about it. Who has more experience in their role? Jalen Hurts as a quarterback or Kevin Petula as an offensive coordinator? It's not even a question, right? Jalen Hurts has 70 career starts, and a bunch of playoff starts to go with it, with 2 Super Bowl appearances. He's got way more. I mean, he's a salty dog in Kevin Petula as well. Kevin Petula is a newborn. You know what I mean? So Jalen Hurts, I think, is more like, I don't know if it's about I don't know if he trusts Kevin Petula. I don't think he's looking for that though. I think he's like, I need a play sheet. I need to get the call in my ear when I get it. And if not,
which is not coming in on time.
Right, which is a problem, which is probably why he was ripping him last week on the bench. You could see it. He was not happy with Sirianni or Kevin Petula there. But, I think Jalen's like, if I don't like to play him, I'll call what I want. But that's where I think, and look, Jalen said that to as presser this week, didn't he?
Yeah.
Me, the buck stops with me. I got to get this thing going, So I thought that was good leadership. But I also think there might be an element of truth to Jalen evolving as a player and just understanding the environment. You get a new play caller every year. You stop relying on a guy. Think about the relationship that Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid have. It's 8-9 years now.
Yeah, it's almost.
Jalen doesn't really have that because Sirianni's kind of removed himself from the offense, or at least visibly removed himself.
So how about this? Tell me something about your fan base for a second. When you hear a coach and you hear a player and you hear another player, when you hear AJ go, things got to be on time and we got to have better communication. He's clearly talking about the quarterback and the coordinator. Then you have Jalen coming out going, hey, this is on me. I've got to be better. I mean, this falls on me to go out and execute this thing. You've got Kevin Petula saying, yes, we have to have more explosion plays. We have to get more involved with the RPO. And you even hear Nick say, yeah, this thing's got to evolve better. Why do people have such a fucking problem with that? When you bring that, get this, I bring it up and then the players bring it up, but the fan base doesn't want to hear it. Like they don't want to see what they're saying. It's about wanting to be great. It's not ripping anyone. This is not about going, nobody's ripping Jalen Hurts' ability. Nobody's ripping AJ. You want to be better because you're right here. I don't understand why people take it so sensitive that.
Well, I don't know. I can't speak for all of Philadelphia or all Eagles fans out there. I'll just speak for myself. But I think there's a sense of pride that comes with it where when you used to bash the Eagles and then Mark Holmes would come on and bash the Eagles and originally you'd be like, whoa, what the hell are you talking about? I can shit on my team, but you're not. I think there may be a little bit of that where Eagles fan, and look, any honest Eagle fan looks in they know what they're seeing. They know that it can be better. Now they also probably are also aware.
You're right. I hate when that Dallas guy comes in here, right?
I'm just saying I think every Eagle fan knows it could be better, but at the end of the day, we want to win, and that's what we keep doing. So until we stop winning, I think people aren't going to sound the alarms as much as they, and I agree. I probably wouldn't be sounding the alarm either. But, other people start chirping about it, and they're like, hey, fuck you. We're 19-1 in the last 20. Hey, our quarterback Super Bowl MVP. Hey, you got a problem with my head coach too? You know what I mean? I think they just start to defend. So It is what it is. No problem with it.
So when Dean comes back, what are you doing with him?
Get him on the field to prove he can play, and then trade him. Only if you can get like a 3. If you can get a 3 for him, 4 for him. But if you're getting like a 6, I'd keep him for depth. He's not getting on the field. Still, they already asked Vic Fangio this. You have 3 linebackers that can play. Somebody asked him, would you use 3 linebackers? And he literally looked at him and said, you mean like traditional linebackers? And then he chuckled. Never in the modern game will you have 3 linebackers on the field playing linebacker. Now, if you want to envision a world where JAKIB Campbell plays the edge, maybe. They are not going to this. Eric, I love you. They are not going to. Vic Fangio legitimately laughed at it.
Yeah, but those, okay, how could you laugh at putting your best players on the field? How do you laugh?
You guys are right.
Oh, wait,
the 3 for Dean is egregious. Well, Zia, I caught myself because if you're getting a 6, you might just want to keep him for depth. Remember what happened last year? We needed a depth late in the year.
Bro, if I can't get more than a 4 or 5 for him, I'm keeping him. And I'm going to offer him a contract that is going to be
at $5 million a year.
Something like that. And go ahead, you'll take it because you know how him go. You think Kit Guy's going to get a $17 million?
Campbell's already better.
What?
Campbell's already better.
You think Campbell's better than Dean already?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I love Dean too. I was so happy that he found his stride. I really was. With how draft night happened, with the way he dropped. This Campbell guy.
What do you think Dean could do with another year of Vic?
Not what JAKIB Campbell.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. International. I think it's close.
Not what JAKIB Campbell can do for another year another year of Vic. JAKIB Campbell is
bro. Could you ever see the linebackers?
You got to factor in, like if Vic Fangio could create a linebacker in a lab, he would look a lot more like JAKIB Campbell than he would like.
Okay, I got it. But Dean is better in coverage.
No, he's not.
Oh, I think he is.
He's not faster in coverage. Definitely not.
I said he's better in coverage at recognition and getting back.
Well, you only have a 2-game. You're right.
You only
have a 2-game sample size on JAKIB. And by the way, you saw the play he made 25 yards upfield.
No, it was a great play on a tight end. Let me say this. Don't you think one day they might envision Dean and Campbell being your inside linebackers?
Dean and Campbell? No, they just paid Bowen.
Well, okay. I'm talking in the future. Couldn't you envision seeing Dean and Campbell as your linebacker? If you give the guy a $5 million contract in 3 years, and he's a young 24-year-old kid, right?
Maybe. Because you have Bowen, you're going to have Bowen at minimum.
I don't want Trotter. I don't want Trotter being the next guy up.
You have Bowen at minimum this year and next year. At minimum. They signed a 3-year extension. Those mostly mean Eagles have an out after 2 years. Now, if Bowen continues to play well, I would imagine they'll bring him back for a 3rd year. But so the earliest that you're looking at use for Nakobe Dean as a starter again would be 3 seasons from now. I don't think that deal's working.
And he'd be 26 then.
He's 24 right now, so he would be
27.
He'll be 25 this year. He'll be 26 next football season. He's going to be 27 years old.
And often hurt.
I don't know. I don't see it, but hey, maybe.
You think they move on from him in the offseason?
Yeah, that's what I'm. I think this offseason is going to go. Nakobe's going to go test the market, and maybe if there's nobody biting or nobody wants him, maybe he comes back on a cheap deal like that, and maybe it works out that way. But I think somebody will give him $8 million on the open market, and he'll go. No harm, no foul. I kind of love him, honestly.
No, I got it.
I think he's an awesome. I love his mentality. I love the way he talks on the defensive side. But you drafted. Look, you paid Vaughn.
I got it.
Already unprecedented for the Eagles, and then unprecedented number 2. They draft a linebacker in the 1st round. Like it's not.
The writing's on the wall.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall. So it is what it is. And by the way, they also picked up a 5th round draft pick this year, a linebacker
that they really like in
Munden.
Yeah, Munden. So absolutely. How about this? Okay. How do you think your boy, and I'll ask you one more time because I went back and watched the 22. How do you think Reed's playing? I'll give you my take on him so far in 2 games. What do you think? What do you think on how he's played?
Reed Blankenship?
Mediocre.
Mediocre.
Yes.
The epitome of mediocre. Not great, not bad. Middle of the pack.
Okay. You moving on from him in the offseason?
I don't think you.
I think you can replace safeties like you can replace guards.
Well, here's the one thing, though. How much of a premium do you put on the guy who does the communicating?
A lot.
Well, that's what Reed does, and especially in Vic's scheme.
Okay, how much is that worth to me?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you that.
I mean, it's important.
I don't know. Really.
Hey, it's important. Don't get me wrong. That's important.
It is. But hey, look, hear me out. We just talked about him. N'Kobe Dean was the guy who communicated last year too.
Yeah, he was.
We got over that pretty quick. So I don't know. I'm not paying Reed Blankenship $15 million. Dude, fuck
that. I'm with you. Are you more impressed with Jahad Campbell or the play of Jordan Davis?
Well, I think it's a push. I think I'm pretty equally impressed. I think Jahad gets a little bit of a slight curve because he's a rookie. So anytime a rookie's able to kind of start and look as good as he has, and there's everybody knows this from watching football. Certain times a rookie hits the field in year one, and you're like, that guy looks like he belongs in the NFL. Some rookies, it takes 2 years, 3 years. Some rookies they hit, and you're like, yeah, that's an NFL player.
Right.
Jahad Campbell was an NFL player, guys. So I'm really impressed from that because, by the way, I knew this. I watched him at Alabama. I knew the kid was a beast at Alabama. Beast. So, I was worried about the injuries at first, but obviously looks as good as he looks.
Dude, Philly talked me out of him. I started going, Xander, I think I even mentioned it to you. How is this guy not a Vic Fangio guy when we were talking about draft guys? And you go, and it wasn't you. It was everyone goes, oh, they don't draft linemen. I'm like,
it was me because I didn't think they would ever do it. And to be honest,
I went, you're right. They haven't drafted a guy since '79.
When they did it, you know what else I thought? It's part of me still wasn't able to believe that.
Yeah, I agree.
Not only wait, let me finish though. I wasn't able to believe that they would pay Bond and then also draft an off-ball linebacker in round one. So I'm thinking when they drafted Jahad, do they have visions for him to be on the edge? That was my thought process for the first month because I'm like, no way they paid Bond and drafted an off-ball linebacker in the first round. But look, it is the Vic Fangio effect, dude. He needs good linebackers. He wants good linebackers. Well, he has them.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's no doubt that Howie Roseman went like this. Vic, I'm going to reward you what you did. I'm going to draft a linebacker, pay a linebacker, but at the end of the day, I'm getting rid of fucking Slay, Isaiah, and CJ.
Right. Well, I do think there's another element too where they had Campbell graded really high. I mean, you heard John confirmed.
He's a top 15 guy.
John confirmed they had a trade package ready to move to 22 to take Jahad. That means that the next 10 players between 21 and 31, when they took Jahad Campbell, they wouldn't have taken over Campbell. They were ready to move up to get Campbell. So I do think the value of the player and how they graded him had a big part of the way that they were able to draft him and why they drafted him in round one, because he had a first round grade, and nobody else did. I don't think.
Do you know what blew it up? Do you know what blew that trade up?
What? Who cares? It worked out.
No. I'll tell you why you didn't. You would have got him anyway. You just would have moved up, though.
Well, yeah, we kept an asset.
That's right. You know what blew it up? The Cardinals took fucking that D lineman from Ole Miss. And remember, they wanted.
How's he doing? Has he had a decent start his first 2 games?
He's playing with the Cardinals.
I got to go look. Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
What they wanted him. The Cardinals took him higher, and when they didn't get him, they just kept the pick. Whatever they did there at that 22, they kept the pick because they were going to move up also to go get, and hopefully they were going to get Walter Nolan. And so when Walter Nolan got taken, that's when that thing blew up, and they said, no, we're going to sit where we are. So that's why Walter Nolan going to the Cardinals is
got 0 snaps.
Is he hurt?
I don't know. Maybe he's no snaps.
He hasn't played?
Oh, is he on PUP? He's on the PUP.
He's on the PUP list. Okay. Okay. Well, that's what.
Yeah, you're right though. You're right. That is what happened. Yeah.
Okay. So who are you more disappointed with the start of the season, Barkley or AJ?
Neither, because I don't think it's their problem. It's everybody's problem on offense, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that AJ Brown is 35 yards good in 2 games. All right, I think there's fundamental issues here, route concept, whatever it is, offense, whatever they're doing.
Cook has more yards, or whatever the guy in Buffalo does has more yards than Barkley too.
Well, Cook's a good player. I mean,
now the guy in Dallas has more yards than what Barkley
James
has.
Cook is a top 5 running back.
He is.
Dude, he's explosive.
But the guy in Dallas has more rushing yards.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's partly like the way, like you have to, you know what I mean? Like it's too early to look at stats and be like,
it is.
Yeah, especially for a running back. You know what I mean? Like a running back, they can fluctuate. There's games where they'll have 60. There's games where they'll have 180. You know what I mean? You're looking for the everyday talent that keeps defenses on their heels. You know what they add to the offense. So I'm not.
Barkley out of the gate a year ago in 2 games. Was he strong out of the gate? Did he have 100-yard rushing games out of the gate?
I don't remember. They threw real heavy in that first game. So let me look.
I thought that thing picked up coming out of the bye week after the Buccaneer game. I thought they picked that up. Aren't the numbers kind of like right down the same line where he was a year ago with those first 2 games? Right, because I don't remember him being like a huge. I mean, he exploded. Now Jim says he had 3 TDs in that Packer game in Brazil.
He had, I'll tell you right now, he had 109 yards in week 1 versus Green Bay and 95 in week 2.
Okay, so he had 200 yards rushing.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns in the first game.
2 touchdowns. Okay, so
I think he has 2 touchdowns right now.
Okay, yeah, but he hasn't cracked 85 yards.
I think he had 88.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the first one I thought he was like 60?
Yeah, he was a little low. Well, yeah. I mean, look, I said it earlier, and I honestly believe this. I mean, if your passing game isn't moving the ball to the tune of 101 yards, I mean, it's going to be a lot harder for a running back to get yards. I mean, look, that's why I said I watched the tape. I'm like, even the 13-yard run by Saquon, he looked like he did last year. Yeah. He just didn't have the holes at the end of it to open it right.
He doesn't look hurt.
No, he doesn't. He looks good. So I'm not worried about Saquon. I think he's ready to take the.
Bro, what'd you make of Josh Allen last night?
He's the best quarterback in football. I just think he does everything well. He throws the ball well. He runs the ball well. He gets his team into the right place. He's got trash cans for receivers. I mean, come on, guys. He's not throwing at guys like we are.
No.
And that's not a knock. It's just
it's reality.
That guy is such a good football player, man. He is such a good football player. So much so. I mean, just as
he's gotten smarter with the ball.
Yeah, he has. So really good, man. I think he's the best quarterback in football right now. I do. I think
Joe Brady's done a really nice job with him, hasn't he? I mean, he's made him see the game better. They're protecting the football. You know, in a way, Xander, they've kind of taken some of the game away from him in the passing game and relied on some of the things that Jalen Hurts does, like
and let me show you
your wheels more, you know?
Let me show you something, actually. I want to show you something. It might take me a second to pull up. I know we got to go because we got Carton. And
we'll get to the supers here in a minute, folks. By the way, please hit the like button.
Wait, I want to show you something, though. What's that kid's name? Damn.
For who?
Who's the guy who does Eagles Now on Chat Sports? Anybody know that Eagles YouTube channel? What's that kid's name? That guy's name. Anybody know in the chat, Eagles Now? Eagles Now, Chat Sports. Who's the host of that show?
What's the context to it?
Chase? Chase Senior. Thank you. That's it. I'm going to show you this chart. Yep, that's it. Thanks, guys. He's good. I like Chase. I just blanked on his name.
By the way, guys, again, thank you very much. We got over 1,000 in here right now.
Like, I want to show this to the audience and just show you that, like, sometimes me included, but I go too far with this shit. I just talked to you guys about how great Josh Allen is. All right? How great Josh Allen is. This is Josh Allen's passing chart last night.
Look at that.
But look at it. There's nothing 10 yards deep. There's one completion more than 10 yards deep.
But look at them all over the field.
I know, but look at how far they are. They're not far.
1 + 10.
1 + 10, and it's barely +10. The other one that was +10 to the sideline was incomplete. It's an 11 yards completion. So my point is, games are going to have different personalities.
You know what that looks like? Can I tell you what it looks like? It looks like a Brady throw chart.
Yeah, it looks like a Jalen Hurts throw chart too sometimes.
Well, except for the middle passes.
Well, Jalen's had a lot of middle of the passes this year. He first week he had more to the middle than to the outside. So I'm just saying, like, we got to, sometimes, and again, me included, where I put a little too much emphasis on what 1 week looks like, but I just think Josh has them playing so, he's so dangerous that defenses, they can't trust anything. They have to respect everything.
I'm with John too. I don't think that roster's that hot.
No, it's not. No,
that roster's not that hot there, man. All right, Xander, let's get to the supers, my friend.
Yeah, let's do it.
Greg Carton's coming up in a couple minutes, my friends.
Is he the best quarterback in football right now in your eyes?
Yeah.
Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah, is he the best quarterback in your eyes right now?
Yeah. He is.
I think he's the best quarterback in football right now. Big Marsh says, Big Marsh, I love the way Big Marsh comes in here and chirps. I got to be honest. He says, I strongly disagree. Reed has been horrible.
That's funny.
Oh, man. All right. Big Mark, all right, maybe you're right. Dio says, if Dean is starting middle linebacker, do you think Carter spits on Dak, or does Dean keep Carter with D Huddle? See, Dio's talking about some interesting stuff because those boys are tight.
I think Carter spits on him anyway.
I don't know,
because Carter is a very emotionally and
but I said,
tough dude.
Sills, when I watched that in real time, there's one thing I said immediately. I'm like, why the fuck was Carter over there?
Yes, one.
And two,
that's right.
Brandon Graham. I thought about Brandon Graham, who was always the certified trash talker and who always didn't, Jalen didn't need to be that guy.
So if Zadarius Smith is out there, does he do that?
I don't know. Does Zadarius Smith talk trash like Brandon Graham did? And Dean was the other leader.
Well, he's
there.
an 11-year.
Right, maybe there's some merit to that.
Hey, bro, 11-year veteran, man. When a guy's in the room, no matter how many years he's been on your football team, you respect 10-year plus veteran guys.
Yeah, look at Big Marsh. The Allen Glaze is real. Win a conference title game at least. Holy shit.
Hey, Marshall, build them a fucking team and they will come.
Really. Yo, Big Marsh. I agree. You got to get there. But at the end of the day, Big Marsh, I know if our receivers were that, you'd be in here making super chats about Howie Roseman needed to go and get some fucking weapons for our quarterback. That's what you'd be saying, Big Marsh. So I hear you, but boy, he doesn't really got the guys. Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman are not AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Marshall, the best fucking football player in the league at the quarterback.
Here we go. He says we see Mahomes do it with nothing. Keeping it fair. He's right. He's right.
Yeah. Do you think you have Andy Reid calling plays up there in Buffalo?
Yeah, right. You got Sean McShit.
Sean McDermott calling plays. Let's try to keep it in
man.
the
Nobody wants Sean.
Big
Nobody wants Sean McDermott to be their head coach.
And by the way, there's Chris Jones on the other side there. Big Marsh.
All right. Patty the Pirate. The Eagles should sign Joe Biadoni. He could help CJ Tuck find his iPod. I don't know what the hell he's talking.
I have no idea.
Patty, no idea. Clarify if you want. Jeff Bone says 14 months member is elite.
Elite.
Jeff Bone will always be a legend. You know why, Sills? You remember when I know you got the Jerome jersey up right now. All right. It's up there. But I'll never forget when we offered to the chat. We had the first Jerome jersey. And I said, we'll give this to Sileo if you want. If you want to forgo your giveaway, we will give this to Sileo. Bone said, fuck Sileo. Give me that. I don't give a shit that Sileo played with him. Give me that jersey.
That's fucking
That was
good.
one of the best moments of last year where what's his name?
So Philly, man.
The bonehead's
Fuck
like, no
Sileo.
way.
I love the guy, but give me the jersey.
Big Marsh says goalpost moving now. On what, Big Marsh?
He don't want to hear it. Greatest quarterback in the league right now. Superman Allen.
I think he is the best QB in football right now.
He is.
I do. Here we go. Dio, we got that one. King, what's up, King? AJ, 100 receiving yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Eagles 27-20.
Bro, it's Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah. Like that should be realistic.
I mean, that should be the floor. Come on, dog.
Josh Herman says, you might have gotten this. Josh Herman says, he already got this. I don't want to read it. How does
Max has fucking more yards than Hurts? What do you make of that? Hurts has no TD passes. The only quarterback.
That's where I think you'll do. Look, and again, I'm not trying to turn you into one of these other quarterbacks that throws all over the yard. I get it. I know people are like, who cares about the stats? But you got to keep defense honest. And I think having a touchdown pass will help with that. I mean, right? I mean, Saquon Barkley, you keep talking to me. Hey, he's not the same guy right now. All right. Get some passing touchdown. Like put some fear in the air, you know?
So I just got a text message from Mike Cardano, the guy who's the president of Sports Grid. He says, I just told Carton to fuck your show up.
Why, he doesn't like Carton?
I just don't know. I'm friends with him. I like Mike. I just told Mike, go fuck yourself.
Oh, wait. Is Carton doing stuff for Sports Grid right now?
Yeah, he's got a new show on Sports Grid now.
Oh, good. Yeah. I love Carton. Yeah. I think Carton's good. I like the way he does.
Carton's a very talented guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, me and him had
let me text him to make sure, because he's also a wild card with links.
Oh, that's right. You need to text him because
I already sent him it, but
okay.
I'll send him.
Yeah, because you know, guys he's like me a little bit.
Yeah, he is. That's true.
Okay, so he's a little bit like me there, making sure you get his ass on here. Yeah, he's doing a show.
What do you think of real quick? What do you think of college football right now? Who do you think are the teams that are emerging through the first couple weeks? Because I'll tell you what, I know I was hard on my Alabama team, and I'll tell you this much: the worst part about losing to FSU in week 1 is that was one of the easier games on the schedule. We got Georgia. We got Tennessee this year. We have Missouri coming up, who is obviously not. We have Vanderbilt. Like we got a tough schedule. Alabama. If they can't beat FSU, we might have 3, 4, 5 losses this year. I was looking at it last night, and I'm like, fuck.
I think Miami's the best team in the country.
What's that?
I think Miami's the best team in the country.
I don't know if I can go that far yet. Sticky dog, roll tide, baby.
Well, how about this,
tide, brother? But hey, man, that loss to FSU is unacceptable.
They got Florida State next.
Oh, Miami does?
After the Gators this weekend, they got Florida State.
Dude,
and so Miami would have, if Miami wins, they would have beaten.
Listen to this. This is why I just said that about Alabama, though. You're right about Miami. All right. Why am I?
FSU could beat them with that kid Castellanos.
These are the next 6 games for Alabama. Ready? They have a bye week this week. They're not playing this weekend. Right? Yeah, no. Next weekend, Georgia, Vanderbilt, Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina. Ready? LSU, Oklahoma, Eastern. Then you have Auburn to finish.
Bro, those could be all else.
LSU's the 3rd-ranked team right now. Third team. Oklahoma's the top 11 team. Georgia's the 5th-ranked team. Tennessee's the 15th-ranked team. And Auburn's the 22nd-ranked team. All SEC opponents.
I think Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon, LSU, Miami. I think those are the teams right now early in the year that have stuck out the most to me. That, by the way, I don't think Georgia's as good as they've been in the past.
No,
I think LSU's I think LSU might be a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. LSU's good, dude. I was hard on Brian Kelly. That's a good team right now. So we'll see. All right, brother. I got to run. Appreciate you.
All right, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Good football weekend. We'll see you guys on the pregame show on Sunday together. Me and Sills will be back. Good stuff, Sills.
Got you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just got a text from Mike Cardano. He says, tell Carton to F my show up. Okay. So, okay, Mike. Without further ado, my friend Craig Carton, who's now also on Sports Grid now, and here he is. He's on his walk.
That's right.
Where are we going here? Look at, oh my God! I love. What's the dog's name?
So that's Deacon, and he's a rescue we got about 4.5 years ago. So we go on a 6-mile walk every day.
That's fantastic, bro. We're rescue animals too. We got cats and dogs and everything. I mean,
I'm not a cat guy,
that.
and for this reason, I'm not anti-cat, but I'm not pro-cat, because why would I ever want to bring an animal into my house that is allowed to dump inside my house? And you guys, you cat owners celebrate that, like, hey, little Twinkles went in the litter box inside your house.
Well, here's one of the reasons why my wife likes the cats, and we have a little puppy too. His name is Stevie, and she says this: the cat uses the box more than I use the, what you might call it is good. So she's like, it's easier to clean up after him. I'll leave it there, man. I mean,
yeah, please do.
Yeah, I gave more information than you need to know, Craig.
Sounds like Craig, an average marital problem we all probably have.
Hey, when you're 35 years, everything's a marital problem. It's all good. Hey,
there you go.
Craigie boy. Eagles, are they still the team that beat in the NFC?
Yeah, I don't think they're playing the best football, but, heavy's the head that wears the crown. They're the reigning champion. They're 2-0, despite having an offense that has not been anywhere near as good as it can be, and I think ultimately will be statistically. But they do something. We always talk about like teams I'm a Jet fan. I know you have Bears fans that you'll come on your show and listen to your show. They're kind of similar. It's an art. You played the sport. Some teams have all the talent in the world, but don't know how to close out games, don't know how to win. And the one thing I'll say about the Eagles, and you know my feelings, I'm not a big Philly guy. I'm not a Sirianni guy, although I do respect success. And I have come off my high horse about him being a lousy coach because now he's a Super Bowl winner. I think you have to pay your respects to that. That team, flat out, more than any other team in football right now, Kansas City used to be on that perch, they know how to win. Period. Stop. Now, we can talk about Jalen Hurts' numbers. You can talk about, A.J. Brown, all the stuff we all talk about. That team, if you take out the one game Jalen Hurts got hurt in last year against Washington, they've won 18 consecutive games that he has started and finished. Like, that's crazy.
Crazy.
So I'm not down with the let's try to, nitpick and criticize what Philly does. Let's just respect the fact they're a damn good team.
How about this, Craig? So yesterday, AJ had the media in front of him, and they were in the pit, and he was asked, and he goes like this: are you concerned about what's going on? He goes, listen, man, we got to have our quarterback throw on time, and we have to have better communication, which he's talking about Kevin Patullo. The first year, which I don't get, you have a Ferrari and you have the reigning MVP. You give a guy who's never been a coordinator, like Tom Brady said the other day. Why would you give a guy who's the reigning MVP, the 30th ranked coordinator in the league, and have him go out and play call? And then he was turning around. He said the same thing too. He goes, Emmanuel Forbes is on me. I torture this guy. And I turn around here. I'm more concerned about the things in the building here. I mean, look, diva wide receivers are diva wide receivers. I get it, but boy, there's something wrong with that offense, man. I mean, he had 100 yards a year. He had 100 yards last week.
Yeah, let me just throw something just to play devil's advocate for a second, right? So they played 2 games. The first game, I know you did watch it, I'm not saying you, but the general you, people forget that there was a lightning storm that stopped the game for over an hour. And before the lightning, as my sidekick and partner on my new show that's on Sports Grid, as you said, from 11 to 12 Eastern Time live every day, there was not a single punt in that game before the lightning came in. Post-lightning, neither offense was all that good. Dallas only gave up 3 points to Philly in the second half. Philly's defense shut Dallas out. 2 different games, though, pre-lightning, post-lightning. Last week, they played against a proud Kansas City Chiefs team that was just in the Super Bowl. Let's make our judgment on Patullo and the rest of the Eagles a month in, 6 weeks in.
Yeah.
Because I think we're doing what it's easy to do. We're only going based on the data we've seen thus far. And the data we've seen thus far is that the Eagles offense statistically isn't very good. But I know better. They're damn good. Now, I will tell you this. I think 2 weeks in, the Green Bay Packers are the best football team. They've played the best football. Their defense is only going to get better as Micah gets back into it, for sure. And I'm not a Jordan Love guy, and he doesn't have great wide receivers, but he's finding a way, man. So I would not sleep on the Packers again. 2 weeks in.
I make this comment all the time about September, Craig. I say it's a liar's month, which
Sure.
means, like you just said, I mean, until you get into October, you're in the mid part of the October. You're only playing 8 quarters right now. So,
Right. Like, I'll give you an example. I'll stop you there. Does anybody think the Indianapolis Colts are going undefeated?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Like, I'm not buying the Arizona Cardinals either. So, I mean,
I'm with you on that.
All right. How about this? What's your takeaway in a tush push?
Glad you brought it up. I compared the push tush to the outrage people have that Jimmy Kimmel got fired. Like, let's not judge after the fact. The reality is that it's a legal play. Nobody gets hurt during the play. Everybody attempts to run some version of it themselves, but Philly's just better at it. And what bothered me this week is that we've now moved the goalposts a little bit. Because for the NFL to come out this week, as it was reported yesterday and today, that they have now reached out to every single team and all officials that they want to now over officiate, my words, not theirs, over officiate the play. Why are we over officiating any particular play? Now, we all watched what happened against Kansas City, but 2 things happened and no one's talking about the second. The first is, yes, there were a couple times when the Eagles offensive line jumped the snap, not up for debate. The Eagles own up to it. The referees missed it. Okay, great. Let's own that. But nobody's talking about the fact that the Chiefs lined up in the neutral zone on the same play, and that wasn't called either. And I think it's very rich for the Kansas City Chiefs and Chiefs fans to be the ones that are complaining about the tush push and the illegality of it with the jumping off sides when they benefited from more bad officiating calls and only beat the Eagles the first time in the Super Bowl because of the pass interference call on James Bradbury, and their right tackle has jumped off sides or before the snap on every big play during all 3 of their Super Bowl seasons. Let's just slow our roll here a little bit, figure out a way to stop it. The owners had a chance to outlaw it. They didn't. And if I'm Philly, now I abuse it. But here's what's going to happen. And I guarantee they play the Rams on Sunday. Should be one of the best games of the week off of last year's playoff game, which the Rams could have won and almost won. I will guarantee you on Deacon's soul, right, Deacon? Right, buddy? That if they run the tush push, I will guarantee you a flag is thrown on it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. By the way, folks, former WIP host of Philadelphia's own, Craig Carton. Hey, people forget that about Craigie, man. He was on WIP. Couple more here for you, Craig. Is Josh Allen the best quarterback in pro football?
No, he's not. He's damn good, though. And there's about 29 teams would trade their quarterback for him straight up right now. But I think Lamar Jackson's better.
Okay. Jalen Hurts.
I think I have Jalen Hurts on my current list as the 4th best quarterback in football.
4th? Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Because I can't, with all due respect, I can't sleep on Mahomes. You still have to have Mahomes there. He's earned that. So Mahomes to me is number 1. Lamar Jackson's number 2. I have Josh Allen 3. I have Jalen Hurts 4. And I have Matthew Stafford 5. And we'll do it every week, so it'll change week to week. So it's somewhat fluid. But Lamar Jackson does things I don't think any of us have ever seen in the pocket, out of the pocket. And I know he hasn't gotten to a Super Bowl or won one, and maybe that's the ultimate, distinguisher when it's all said and done. But Josh Allen's, we're nitpicking here because he's an awesome quarterback.
Fireman Craig, what about your Jets?
Hold on, let me just throw up here for a second. Come on, man. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I think the better quarterback on the Jets roster is playing this weekend.
Tyrod Taylor, I do too, against the Buccaneers. I said this. I go, because the Bucs have their entire offensive line, they've lost both their bookend tackles. They lost that Cody Mock kid. So they're going to be this game, and with Quentin Williams in the middle there, bro. I think this game is going to be a one-possession ball game on Saturday.
Yeah, I would not sleep on the Jets. I don't think the Jets are any good, but let's not forget, Tampa could be 0-2 as easily as they're 2-0. And I give Baker Mayfield all the love and credit in the world. Great come from behind, final drive of the game. I think Todd Bowles actually has become a much better game day sideline coach than he was both in New York and his first couple years in Tampa. I was yelling at the screen, to be honest, when they let the clock run down to 9 seconds there and had 2 timeouts, but it was genius. And they ran the ball, which was awesome to score that would have amounted to the game-winning touchdown. An interesting franchise.
The very interesting. Finally, here, do you have a problem with Tom Brady in the booth with the Raiders? I looked over and I'm like, is that Tom Brady with the headset on? Do you have an issue with that?
I don't have an issue with him on that side. The issue is, and this is up to each team how they want to handle it. The NFL a year ago did not allow him to go with the other broadcasters week to week and sit down and pick the brains of players and coaches. Now, let's not be silly here. If Tom Brady picks up the phone, every coach and player in the league is going to answer it and talk to him if he asks questions, and maybe they ask questions of him also. But for a league, rightfully so, that is so concerned about anyone ever questioning the integrity of the outcome of games, you can't have both. You can't allow him to go into a meeting room where a coach or multiple players on the team openly share game plans, strengths, weaknesses, that kind of stuff, knowing that he's going to turn around, as he should as the owner, and tell Chip Kelly and tell Raiders players. And think of it this way, because it's easy to digest. The Cowboys play the Bears in Soldier Field on Sunday, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, Tom Brady's doing that game for Fox. So if this thing didn't become a huge blow up, that means he's in the room with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams and name it, 6 other players on the Bears, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. The Bears play the Raiders next week.
Right. No.
So it's not even like it's something we're going to talk about 3 months from now. It's immediate. And if I'm Chip Kelly and I know that Tom Brady just spent an hour with the coaching staff and the players of the Bears, and I play them next week, I want to have a conversation about it.
Yeah, no.
So,
hey, Craigie, I asked Ice Cube this question yesterday. I want to ask you it. What's your take on Kimmel and that whole thing with him getting canned?
My only beef with it is that it is not a free speech issue. Government should never, reach their hands into media. I don't think. We're not Russia, right? We're not a communist country. We're state-controlled media. My only complaint is I think there's a lot of fake outrage about it. And if all the people that are complaining about it actually watched Jimmy Kimmel, I guarantee you his show wouldn't have been canceled or suspended. That's number one. And number two, he has the right to go out in the street corner in LA right now with a bullhorn and say anything he wants about Charlie Kirk, may he rest in peace, and anything else. So people conflate what happened here at the ABC affiliates and his political viewpoints and what he said about Charlie Kirk with a free speech issue. And that's the thing that bothers me the most. My free speech has not been infringed upon because he might be fired from a $20 million a year job. And that's the other thing. I've checked the Constitution, I've read the Bible and the Torah. Nowhere does it say that you are guaranteed a $20 million a year job for life. Like, employers are allowed to fire people. Employers are allowed to take you off the air and continue to pay you. And while I know there's a political aspect to it, like, are we really crying about a guy worth a couple $100 million, who people forget, showed up to work in blackface 20 years ago, who had big boot girls dancing on trampolines 20 years ago? Like, we've all done things that are objectionable. And then for him to then become the self-appointed moral voice of America is just a little thin for me.
Not me and you, but we've never done anything like that.
Nope.
That's for the other folks out there.
That's right.
Great. How can people find your new show on Sports Grid?
Yeah.
Got a great text from Mike Cardano here. By the way, you were smoking, and I appreciate you doing that. But how can we find you, brother?
Well, I better say it now since he's watching. So Mike Cardano, the guys at Sports Grid, they're the distributor of the show I have, which is owned by Fox and their podcast company called Red Seat. It's live every day from 11 to 12 on the Sports Grid app. You can download it. You can see it on X, through their channel. And then on 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it goes out on YouTube every single day. And obviously all the clips and the highlights are on every single social media platform. It's the Craig Carton Show. And I appreciate you guys checking it out.
Absolutely, man. And when are you going back to WFAN?
Ah, you're funny.
He won't tell you, but he's going back to FAN. I know you are.
So if the phone ever rings, I'd answer it. We'll see.
Bro, right? Come on, man. Give me some insight. You're going back to fan.
No, I work at Sports Grid, Red Seat Fox, and I'm loving it. Dude,
Hey.
I'm working 1 hour a day. It's awesome.
You're not like Charles Barkley. I'm not working like an animal over there at WFN. They got me doing pregame shows, postgame shows. Craigie boy, have a great time with your puppy, man. We appreciate you doing this, brother.
Be good always.
You got it. Craig Carton, we appreciate that, man. Love that guy. Absolutely awesome stuff there, man. Good. This is what we do here. You know, Craig was killing it, no? Let's see. He thought he was untouchable, and he found out the hard way. Sorry, not sure what you're talking. Yeah, Kimmel would need a dentist if he talked to me that way. Come on, man. Good catch with the world. What are you talking here? Here's my boy, Eric. Sills, you read differently, correct? Did you catch what AJ said about our defense when asked? To me, it was a shot at the offense. His face lit up talking about the DNA of the defense. I think, hey, Eric, let me ask you this. Do you think that there is a massive problem between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts? Do you? I think there's a problem. And there's a problem. And hey, Eric, if you remember right, one of my bold prediction was, how many games would it take before A.J. Brown blew up? Well, I don't know about you, Yale. He called out the coordinator, and he called out the coordinator, and he called out the quarterback for not throwing on time. He said it. I heard him. All you have to do is hit it and push play. Simple. Yes. Oh, my God. Eric, do you think this is an extension from a year ago that the passing game sucks so bad? And the only reason that AJ held his tongue is because they won the Super Bowl. Do you? Massive disconnect with the quarterback that doesn't want to throw. We can have a running back. We can have a running back run a wildcat. Okay. There seems to always be a problem with Jalen and A.J. Brown. But in the end, we see them work it out and play good football. Okay. The real question is, does Saquon Barkley have another 40-plus yard run versus LA this week? He's absolutely owned the Los Angeles Rams. He's absolutely owned them. There is no doubt about that. He's owned them, man. I completely agree with you guys. By the way, thank you guys so much. There's over and almost 1,100 folks in here with us right now on all our social platforms here, and we want to thank you here on a Football Friday. You guys are here with us. Sills, any access to AJ's contract bonuses? Oh, my God, that's another great take. You're right. Bonuses are always in play. Remember, Hollywood, you were not paid on wins. Okay? You were not paid on win. You're not paid on wins. Okay? Let me take a look at this, double check over here. As I see some dumb. We have 450 people on our Twitter right now. And we have over, let's see here. And we got over 385 right now in here. 321 in here right now. Pretty great stuff, guys. Thank you very much. And over on Facebook, too. Thank you, guys. Keep killing it. Sills, that's a great take. Now, on YouTube, we're also being broadcast live on X right now, too. You're missing those guys over there. Go over to my page. All you have to do is look. By the way, I have no reason to fucking lie to you. Let's see here. You don't get paid on wins. You don't get paid on wins. None. You get paid on what you have built into your contract. Absolutely true, guys. So that's a great take. I like it. People just stupid. AJ got paid upfront money. His bonuses is meant. Bro, everybody wants to make their bonuses. They were best friends for a year. And, well, they were best friends when AJ was getting his targets. You got to remember, okay? When they were getting their numbers, there's a Super Bowl bonus for playoffs. It's a league bonus. You're not paid. You're paid by the league on that, not by the teams. You're not paid by the by your company. You're paid by the league. Super Bowl bonuses are paid by the National Football League. They're not paid by the Eagles. It's a league thing. Once again, M. Reyes. L. Once the Jets get off the bus at Ray J and feel how hot it is, they'll beg for air conditioning. Absolutely. Did you do scores for the games? I'm going to do that with the excellent Philly Godfather. We will do that here in a couple minutes. Any player with 2 Super Bowl rings has a ticket for life. Media, advertising, appearances, and books. Does that mean that Jim Plunkett has all this? Jim Plunkett's won 2 Super Bowls. He's won 2. I learned something new today about that. That's right. All bonuses. People think you have those built into your contract. No agent in his right mind would put that in your contract. You know how, what's his name, had a contract that was set up with Saquon Barkley. You know why Barkley doesn't have touchdowns built in his contract? Because of the tush push. Barkley has no touchdowns. No touchdown totals built into his contract for a reason. It's because of the tush push. All playoffs, including the Super Bowl, are paid by the NFL. I know. Well, there's a bonus in there from the Eagles if he makes it to the... No, there's not. There's no such thing. It's against the CBA. Yeah, but yeah. You're paid. You're not even paid on wins. You're paid on percentage of plays. I've got a bunch of NFL contracts. Okay? You're paid on incentives of play. You're paid on if you get sacks, tackles, if your offense leads the NFL in rushing, if you're in the top 5, all of those are player incentives. Yes, Pro Bowls are part of them. If you make the Pro Bowl, yes, you get an incentive for making the Pro Bowl. Okay? Yes. Yes, all of that is true. If you make a Pro Bowl, or if you're even considered for a Pro Bowl, you get, I think it's, well, for me, it was $25,000 if you make the Pro Bowl. Or if you're considered even on the ballot, I got 25 grand for being on the ballot. No, I'll take that back. 25 for making it. I think I got 2,500 for being on the ballot. I showed you guys that thing before. I was on a Pro Bowl ballot before. Let's see here. Like I said, AJ bonuses they're not minimum. They're not. If you have 1,000, if you have 1,500 yards, you're probably making $200,000. Okay? Playing incentives and roster bonuses. Okay? And roster bonuses are really what is really where you're going to make your money. Like here, if you're on the active roster when you start the season, like I showed you that check before, I got $10,000 added on to my paycheck because I was on the Sunday roster. Okay. And you get $25,000 or you get 10,000 or whatever it is today. And if you start, you get an additional paycheck for that. So you get your normal base. Then what you get is, if you're a starter, you get an additional 10. So you probably make, like I said, 1 year, I mean, my base was, I think it was $15,000 to $25,000 a game. It was something around there. He's happy about honorable mention. No, I was happy about the $2,500. I didn't give a shit about that. I cared about making the money. What do you think? Who gives a shit about that? I was happy that I got on the ballot. I've showed you the ballot before. I made $2,500. Great. I didn't make the team because if I would have made it, I would have made an additional $25,000. AJ's next contract will suffer because of either. Who says AJ Brown's getting that's a great. AJ Brown's not getting another contract in Philly. That's not happening. AJ Brown's not getting another contract. Okay? He's not. He's not getting another one. Fuck that, Sills. You did what we all wish we could have done. An okayed football. And hey, listen, like I said, the average NFL player plays 3 years. That's what I got. I was active 1 and I was on rosters 2 years. Let's see. Lions, the Cowboys, and the Buccaneers. Yeah. And I was on a Pro Bowl ballot. I'm good with that. I wish I would have done more, of course. And I was the 56th player taken. I think Jalen was the 53rd. Somebody help me out. What was Jalen Hurts taken? I was the 56th player taken. Was 10K your Cuban sandwich per diem in Tampa? Hey, no, it was more maybe Miami. Seal stat line 0. Yeah, I'm sure that's not true. By the way, I've posted them before. Not true, dude. What, because you read it on the internet? Fucking dumbass. Seals, do you think AJ is here next year? I don't know yet. I really don't. I don't know yet. Okay? I'm not sure. Hurts was the 53rd. I was the 56th. Okay. Got it. Absolutely. By the way, I had more tackles my rookie year than Jordan Davis did. Put that in your hat. Eagles opponents don't lie. Don't like the tush push. Can simply hold the Eagles to 3rd and long. They eliminate it from the Eagles playbook. Let me tell you this. There is no doubt that play is not going to be successful this weekend. What are you talking about, Bruce? I'm okay. I don't give a shit. These people have done nothing that are talking. 0. Do you think they bug me? Dude, really? Come on, man. These people sit in the stands their whole life. Some of these guys, the people that are talking, I don't give a shit. Yeah, they're the 13 guy in the all-city team back in like fucking Upper Marlboro somewhere. Who gives a shit what they think? Can you boast Bobo Batulo 50? Okay, who was the hardest player to match up with you in your NFL days? Dude, Bruce Matthews and Mike Munchak, those guys were sensational football players. Sensational. Just great players, man. This dude played in the NFL. He's not concerned about – I'm not. Hey, and get this. Hey, CK, these same people that come in here every day talking shit, and now they're talking shit on my NFL career, they'll be here tomorrow or on Sunday when I'm in the pregame show. Remember that. Remember I told you that. They hate me so bad, they're here every day. Those are my favorite viewers. Those are my favorite viewers. By the way, we're now at 11:02. And people watching us on all the platforms. Thank you guys across the board. Can't thank you enough. Keep it going, guys. You're driving more people here. Fucking great. Sirianni has gotten carried by some of the best coordinators this team has ever had. That's a great take, brother. That is a great take. Absolutely true. Let's see here. Can't be on all-pro ballot with no stats. How you doing? You want me to get the ballot? I've showed you the ballot before. I can go right there and get the ballot. It's right in there. No stats. Well, from where? Where'd you get that? All right, here's one for you. Okay? The tush push. Will it be successful? Bro, I got you, man. We're good. Right. No, I get your point. I'm on a Pro Bowl ballot and I have no stats. I know. Hey, how successful will the tush push be this weekend? It will live on. It will live on. Diva Brown. Okay? See how well we can run the ball. If AJ's gone dumbass, won't be a reason for safeties to sit back. Learn football, retard. I'm not sure what that means. Okay? Who you're talking to. Get this, 100% success rate, says M. Reyes. Not happening. Tom Brady was drafted in the 7th round, 6th round, but that's okay. And became the GOAT. So no excuses where you were drafted. Even first rounders can suck in the NFL. Hey, dude, I'm not saying that I played well. I'm not saying I lived up to expectations. Not sure what you're talking about. I come from a place of not living up to my draft position. I'm not sure what you're talking about. If you're sitting there thinking that I'm crowing about something, I'm not. I'm just telling you I was asked how a contract works. This is not about me. You ask me questions, I answer them. Not sure what you're talking about, dude. Sills, I don't agree with Z. Dean was awesome first year. A true Mike. You mean the first year he showed up. The team is better with those three on the field. I don't get that either, man. I'm with you. I am. QB is the number one position in sports where mental matters more than all the physical tools that you can have at measurables at a combine. I agree 100%. Absolutely. A.J. Brown going to bust Antonio Brown this game. No way. He's not going down there with that. He is not. The 6th number is next to 7. My thumb hit. I got it. We're good. Hey, Philadelphia. I don't hold you to the same standard you hold me. Not you, per se. Okay? Eric, love you, but they ain't doing that. They ain't doing that in the modern game. He's probably right. See here. Why even do the tush push? Well, if I could play and I could be 3rd and 9. Think of this. 1st and 9. Every single play or every single set of sequences, then, of course, here, follow me here in the game of inches. How many series? Do me a favor. Hey, Leon, how many drives did the Eagles have in the last game versus the Kansas City Chiefs? Can you tell me? Can anybody? Okay. Good. How many drives did they have? How many drives? 7? How many drives did they have? 7, I thought. They had 7 tush pushes. Okay? So they had 7 tush pushes, right? So you saved, let's say this, you saved 7 yards, right? And you got a touchdown out of it. So they had 7. That's 7 yards, right? Over 10 games. They had 9 drives and 7 tush pushes, right, DS? Add this up. If you're averaging 7 tush pushes a game and you do that over 10, that's 70 yards. The Eagles probably account for, in a 17-game season with the tush push, if they average 7 tush pushes a game, they probably have 100 yards a year where they pick up in yards, 100 yards, a full football field in a game of inches. Are you trying to tell me that 100 yards that you pick up on that play is not important? 100 yards off that one play, if you go by the averages and it's short yardage, the Eagles have to be one of the best third down conversion teams in all the league with that play. Am I right? And they run the play on third down. So you're talking about over 100 yards off that play. And over the last 3 years, you're talking about 300 yards in free real estate that you get off that play. You're telling me you don't think that matters? Okay? 7 drives, 1 yard is 7 yards, right? Over 10, it's 70. An additional, you're talking about 100 yards. The last 3 years, you're talking 300. I'm not complaining because I don't want the play, and you run the play on third down. You run that play on third down also. Don't tell me that's not an instrumental play in your offense when you pick up free yards like that. You start every football game with the tush push 1st and 9. Okay? Look at Twiz here. He's dead on. Red zone goes way up. Goes way up too. How many other teams struggle to get the ball in? That's correct, 1,000%. Your third down efficiency. Hey, Twiz, the Eagles have to be one of the best third down teams in all of pro football because of the tush. By the way, I'm not saying ban it. I agree with Jackie Slater. You can't fucking beat it. You want to legislate it out. Now the league is going to cheat you. I think the league is going to cheat you. Yesterday, Bill struggled against the Dolphins because the Bills are not very good. Allen's sensational. It's not like 100 yards a game. The whole season makes it sound like crazy. Dude, it's a game of fucking inches. 1 yard here, 1 yard there, a field goal that you pick up on third down. Instead of a 58-yarder, it's a 56-yarder. You're gaining yards off the play, getting scoring opportunities, using it in red zone. It's an effective play. I'm not ripping the play. I'm saying how effective the play is in your arsenal. Once again, stop being so fucking butthurt on everything we bring up like that. It, like Jackie says, it's genius. Nobody's ripping it. Twiz is dead on. He's right. Hey, Twiz, I make this point all the time. And I say this point all the time. Okay? It's about 25 plays a year, 25 plays a year that determines whether you're a 10-7 team or a 7-10 team. Absolutely true. Right? It's not a rip. Jesus criminy. Good. I'm glad. That's cool. Nick relies way too much on the tush push outside of the red zone. I know he's telling Jalen, just make it third and short and do the push tush. That's why teams keep crying and calling the refs to micromanage it. And by the way, and what I don't get is, so the league is listening now. The Eagles have an unfair play. Here, let me make it. Can I make this reference to you? You tell me if you may. Hey, Leon, you tell me if you buy this. So back in the 1960s, late 1960s, when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor was playing for UCLA, right? Okay. Do you remember they for some of you older guys and some of you historian guys, they outlawed the slam dunk. So what did he do? He invented the sky hook. And they couldn't stop the sky hook. They did everything in their power to stop Lou Alcindor back in the day. And once Kareem ended up developing the sky hook, I mean, that's like banning the sky hook because nobody could defend it. It's a stupid mentality. Hey, we can't stop Abdul-Jabbar's sky hook, so let's outlaw it. Well, wait, why don't you defend it? Because we can't. That's the similarities to me on how I see it, right? Yeah, well, nobody plays the sky hook or nobody has the sky hook. Only one guy did. Nobody has the efficiency of the Eagles with the tush push. It's almost the same thing. I see other teams try to run the tush push. They're nowhere effective like it because I don't think their quarterbacks are as athletically gifted. Sills, but only Kareem was the best. Right. Well, Abe, only the Eagles are the best at the tush push. Right. I completely get it. All right, let me pay some bills here because we got the Philly Godfather coming up. All right, my friends, don't forget our good friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason. By the way, thanks everybody in here on all the platforms. We're over 1,100 folks in here now watching the program, and we can't thank you guys enough in here. And for me to be able to tell you the message here with Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America here, man, for a reason. They win. They absolutely win every single case that comes their way. They make sure they take those cases and their thousands of attorneys from coast to coast, make sure they defend your family to the best. And believe me, this will be the easiest decision that you can make is by calling Morgan & Morgan. Do me a favor, log online, go to forthepeople.com/Big Sills or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Sills or pound law 529 and do me a favor. You tell them Big Sills sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders the thrill seekers, and the night owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Too much. A.J. Brown is my favorite guy, man. Do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button in here. And thank you for all the people that are watching the program today, man. I got to tell you, really awesome, man. Cool stuff. Really good. Thank you. The Philly Godfather is going to join us here in a couple minutes. So here's the latest on A.J. He was asked a question. This is from John Clark. A.J. Brown says that there are things the passing game can get better at, such as just being on the same page and communicating. Thank you, A.J. He says they just need to play fast. The Eagles haven't had over 150 passing yards in each of the first 2 wins. Nick Sirianni has said they need to have more explosive plays in the passing attack. How come when I say it, you guys like M. Reyes fucking cry like, ugh. I almost said it. Here's another one here. A.J. Brown, I asked A.J. Brown, this guy Jason Dumas, I don't know who he is. I asked A.J. Brown how impressed he was with the young guys like Jahad Campbell and Andrew Makuba, and the convo ended with how much practice sucked today. Oh, no. I mean, this guy is not a happy camper. I told you he would melt down after game 3. If this guy wasn't getting the ball, I told you he would melt down. This guy's going into this weekend with a puss on his face, getting ready for the Rams. Holy shit, do I like my 28-6 Rams pick in this game against the Rams. I fucking totally love that pick now. Let me read that shit again. AJ, look at AJ Brown. This guy doesn't want to answer a goddamn question here. I asked AJ Brown how impressed he was with Jahad Campbell and Andrew Makuba. And the convo ended with how much today's practice just sucked. Oh, no, wait, this is yesterday's practice sucked. And here's John Clark. Says that there are things the passing game needs to get better at, such as just being on the same page. That's the fucking coordinator and the quarterback. How are you not reading? Get this. Old news? It's not old news, douche. You're heading into a game against the Rams. He hasn't melted down yet. Hurts and AJ going to pull what they did in 2023. Hurts don't suck is inconsistent. We need this floor to be better. Damn. AJ, go deep and get a PI call. All right. I'm with you there. Yeah. Oh, my God. This is fucking fabulous. Here's new. Wait, okay. Hey, Lada Bada Douche. I got a new one for you here from this guy named John Dumas, whatever his name is. Got all these guys here that are new. I number. This was 22 minutes ago. So here's your new news here, Sig. Hey, Sigmund Freud. Here's a new one for you. All right. AJ went. He was asked, what do you make of? You should see his face. It looks fucking great. What do you make of the young guys? He looked at him and he went, yeah, practice sucked. Oh, man. Thank you, football gods. You have blessed me with the king of content, AJ Brown. Absolutely awesome shit, man. You couldn't ask for. I can't wait for. By the way, I'll tell you what he does do, too. He makes his game very interesting. Okay? He makes the game very interesting. AJ, you always be an Eagle. Love you, brother. Yes, sir, baby. Okay. Yes, sir. AJ's the GOAT. Nobody's debating that, sweetheart. Nobody's debating that. I love AJ. I love AJ Brown crashing out. Yeah. Oh, man. I absolutely loved it, man. Great stuff. You can't ask for anything better than that. No way, man. Hey, you're right. There's probably no fucking problem with these guys. AJ going to be a Patriot next year. Wait, Leon, here's who I'm trading Brown to. If I'm Howie. Patriots a good one. Browns. Who else? Tennessee Titans back? Nah, he wouldn't go back there. Because Howie's going to send him to a shitty team. He's got to send him to a shitty team because he wants those picks high in the draft. And hopefully you send him to the shitty. Hey, would you send him to New Orleans? with Kellen? You send AJ Brown to New Orleans? You send his ass down there to New Orleans? Right? What do you think, Leon? Send him to New Orleans because New Orleans you're hoping will have like a horrible year. And then you get their first pick, and you got to have the first pick in the draft. Seals, do you have any sources that the Eagles are shipped? No. I know teams contacted them. I sent a text from an executive to Xander, to Howard Eskin, and to Angelo. I'll tell you right now. It was Alonzo Highsmith. I sent Alonzo's text to all these guys, and Alonzo, the senior executive, to Elliot Wolf in New England. He's a teammate of mine. He's one of my best friends. And he told me we called the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, Howie takes a lot of calls on him. That doesn't mean they're gonna make any trades. That doesn't mean that. Not at all. All right. You know what? And somebody, by the way, you know who knows AJ Brown very well? The legendary Philly Godfather. Now, let me say this to you, folks. I know why people have tuned in right now. So we have about 1,170 people here now, from Twitter to our YouTube, our Facebook, Twitch, and all that. Right now, we got a big crowd here watching the program. We appreciate it. So there's a guy that told me something, and you know what he did to me one time? Hey, look, Sills, you know I gave you a little insight. Don't post this here. can't post this because me and this guy are boys. And, if you being Italian, me being Greek, you know how this whole thing works, right? And I go, yeah, I do. Hey, whoa, I know what you're saying here. So I understand. I got it. All good. All right. So he knows AJ. AJ's one pissed off dude right now about this offense. Do you think the man who sets the lines and who puts the bets out there, do you personally believe that he will be back here next year? Without further ado, let's get the book. Hang on. It's like the Bible. It's next to my bed. Don't read anything into that. Okay. It's right here. There it is, baby. The book right here, right there, right? See, this is what Big Sills does. My cocktail napkin is how I read the book. So it's right here. Let's bring him up. Our friend, the legendary Philly Godfather. He joins us now right here on the program. How you doing, brother? Can't hear you, man. Can't hear you. Oh, man, I hope we get this in. Let's see if we could do this again here. See, I tell you what, like I said, this guy's going to make you some money here. I love doing this segment each and every single week with this man. I'll tell you what, too, man. I love the fact that he sends out and reposts some of these. And some of the things that he says in here, that when he sends them back and he reposts, they end up happening in college football, and they end up happening and this guy has a great record. Okay. He's a double agent. Who? AJ's either going for 110 on Sunday, or he's traded, because if he doesn't get his on Sunday, it's going to get louder, Sills. If that guy doesn't get, here's the blow-up line. Are you ready? If that guy, A.J. Brown, doesn't have 120 yards against Emmanuel Forbes this Sunday, that guy is going to implode after the game, and he's going to implode on Monday. Yes or no? What do you think? Yes or no? Does he implode? Yes or no? Oh, man. AJ Clown, shut your mouth. Okay. He says he better not. Okay. Ooh, Maxon is saying maybe so. All right. So I got to get my friend here, man. Let's bring Philly Godfather up now. See if we got him.
Dan, can you hear me?
Got you, brother. There it is right there, man. So before we get started here, there's a lot of discontent going on right now between A.J. Brown. He's basically going, quarterback's got to be on time. We got to have better communication. The passing game is now 31st in the NFL. Last year it was 29th. Do you think this is potentially the last year for A.J. Brown in Philly?
I think so, especially if they go back and win another Super Bowl. I mean, he's got to get the numbers. He needs those big contracts. I don't see him sticking around. I know he loves Philadelphia. He loves the fans. He loves everything about this city. But man's got to eat. And with him on this Eagles team, he's not getting the ball enough.
Wow. So potentially final season. I went out and I said this. I got 28-26 Rams on Sunday. And here's why. And you tell me if I'm on. The Eagle offensive line has not played very well in the first two games. That defensive line that the Rams have, we had Jackie Slater on the other day, the legendary Hall of Fame offensive lineman. And he said this is one of the better groups that they've ever had in Rams history. Now, their secondary is not very good, the Rams. And you got A.J. Brown, but the Eagle passing game has struggled. And plus, you got Stafford on the other side. and you've got Devontae Adams, and you've got Puka Nacua. Plus, you have a really good play caller, and I like this Chris Shula guy, who's Don Shula's grandson. I think this guy's a good coordinator on that side of the ball. That's kind of where I'm going with that. And I think the Rams, again, now, here's the big problem. Saquon Barkley's averaged 200 yards rushing, which is insane the last 2 times that they faced a year ago. But that's not the same old line. So am I off base with 28-26?
No, I mean, the odds makers kind of agree with you a little bit. The line opened up Eagles -4.5. It's down to 3.5. I'm seeing it as low as -3 at some sports books. The total opened up 45.5. That's down to 44.5. So they're not expecting a lot of points. I took the Rams +4.5. I thought it was a great number. Even at 3.5, I think the price offers some value. Philly's 2-0, but they could have lost both those games against the Cowboys and the Chiefs, and they really haven't been that impressive. Offensively, they're sluggish. They're inefficient. People are starting to complain about not getting enough touches. If you check the yards per play metric, the Eagles rank 30th in the NFL, and that's not good on offense, while the Rams, I think they're like 3rd or 4th overall. So their offense is clicking. The Eagles isn't. On defense, I think the Eagles rank like 18th in opponent yards per play, which isn't that great. And the Rams are top 5 in that metric as well. So on paper, the Rams have looked better this season. It's also a big revenge spot, coming off that playoff loss from last year. That game was razor close going into the fourth quarter. I think it was like 16-15
Yeah,
Eagles.
Jalen Carter had a fumble, or knocked the ball out and created a fumble, and that ended the game really. Or the Rams were marching in that game.
Yeah, they were coming down the field, and I think they had 2 more first downs, 52 more total yards. And if it wasn't for the 2 turnovers they had and Saquon running for 200 yards in that game, we might have had a different story. I don't see the Rams turning the ball over again twice and Saquon running for 200 yards again. So I like the Rams plus the point. Now, can they win? Yeah, I think they can beat the Eagles. They're just as good or better at this point in the season.
Yeah, again, like you said, I don't see him going for 200 yards with that offensive line. That offensive run game has struggled. I mean, if you look at it too, one thing I'll say this about the Eagle run defense. They're 17th, I think, in rush defense right now. So, I mean, if they can't stop the run and they can create any kind of play action for the quarterback, for Matthew Stafford, man, this might be the best group of wide receivers, right? That they may play all year with Puka Nacua and with Devontae Adams. So, at the end of the day here, I think you're looking at something that could be very close here. All right. Atlanta, Carolina. Who do you like here?
That's a tough game to call, man. I kind of like Atlanta a little bit, but that line went from 3 to 5.5. The total's 43.5. The line, a week ago was -3. Now it's moved up 2.5 points on the road. The only thing that concerns me with the Falcons here is their pass defense is a little banged up, and they got the 2nd lowest health score going into this Sunday of any pass defense in the NFL. So Panthers might be able to move the ball a little bit, but I'm not looking to back Carolina either. I mean, I can't invest in that team unless maybe if this line gets to 7, I might look to grab the Panthers +7. But their offense really hasn't shown much, over the first 2 weeks of the season. This is a tough game to bet at 5.5. It's kind of like a dead number. If it gets to 7, I'll probably look to take the Panthers. But as of right now, I'm not betting the game.
We got the backup bowl coming up here now. We got Cincinnati and Minnesota here. Carson Wentz gets a start. I mean, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 backups. I kind of like the Bengals backup better than Minnesota's here.
Jake Brown.
Minnesota's a small 3-point favorite. Totals at like 42.5. I think Cincinnati can win this game outright, to tell you the truth. Now, obviously, there's no Joe Burrow, but this Vikings offense has one of the lowest health scores. They're banged up. And I also like, Jake Browning over Carson Wentz. Wentz is always known to come in the game and throw a couple of interceptions. And with the point spread this close at -3, that makes all the difference in the world. A couple picks. The Vikings defense is supposed to be their strength, but so far they've been mediocre. I think they're like 15th in opponent yards per play. I like the Bengals here. I think at +3, you're going to win that wager, and they probably win the game outright.
Green Bay, are they the real deal? They got the Browns this weekend.
Yeah, it's a big number on the road, 8, 7.5, depending, on what sports book you use. Browns, if you look at the last two games, they won the box score. What killed them is the turnovers. You can't have Joe Flacco back there throwing the ball 45 times a game. That just, you're not going to win games. He's going to turn the ball over once or twice, and that's going to kill your opportunity to win the game. It's a big number, 7.5, 8. I hate to say it, but I think the Browns might be the right side at plus 7.5. As long as that defense comes to play, I think they can stay within the Vegas number. But if he throws a couple interceptions, it's a wrap. Packers are going to blow that team out.
How about this one here? You got a Houston team that's 0-2 right now, and you got Jacksonville who's 2-0. I mean, you got desperation with C.J. Stroud. In your opinion, who do you like here? It's in Jacksonville.
Yeah, this could be the entire season for the Texans, right? Yep. Starting 0-3. That's a death wish when you're looking at making the playoffs. Everyone knows the stat, 2.5% of the teams, that start off 0-3 make the playoffs since 1990. Ironically, the Texans were the last team to do it in 2018. They started off 0-3, and they won 9 straight that year. But from a betting perspective, there's a lot of public money on the Texans here, right around 70% of the action. And I hate being on the public side, but it's probably the right side. They played the better competition, in my opinion, against the Rams and the Buccaneers. Their defense is stronger. The line's at 1.5 right now. Jags minus 1.5. I've seen it as high as 2. If it gets to 3, I'll be on the Texans at plus 3 to try and save the season.
I don't know if you're buying Danny Dimes right now, but they've got the Titans this weekend. Colts are 2-0 on the season. Are you buying Danny Dimes?
We talked about it before the season started. We expected him to have a better season. He was on a Giants team that had the worst offensive line in football. Now this Colts team has been top 5 over the last couple of years, so he's getting some more time to throw the ball. His odds to be comeback player of the year, they went from like 20-1 to 15-1. Now they're down to 7-1.
Wow.
So, it's him and Christian McCaffrey really for, comeback player of the year. The only thing that scares me a little bit is now the public's all over Indy. 75% of early action is on the Colts. That scares me a little bit. But I can't invest in this Titans team. They're so bad. If anything, maybe you tease the Colts down in a 7-point teaser, grab them at plus 3.5 and go under 50.5 in that matchup if you want to cash a ticket. It's a division game. These division games are always wild. Look at the game last night with Miami. If Tua, had anything left in them, I think they might have came back and won that game.
Absolutely. Stupid pick at the end of that ball game.
Yeah.
How about this one here, man? The Jets are going into Tampa Bay, and you got Tyrod Taylor at quarterback here. But here's the big story here, just to give you a little insight. Luke Gedicke's out. Tristan Wirfs is out. Cody Mack is out, their offensive guard. They lost Kalijah Kancey on the other side of the football, their defensive line in that Houston game. They're banged up all over. Chris Godwin's not playing. I still think Tampa is the team, and I still think they're better, but boy, this game's going to be one of those close ones too. I got a nail biter in this game here. I think this comes down to final possession too. So do you see it that way, or do you think, again, it's all Tampa Bay in this game?
Well, it's a lot of points. It's 6.5 points. That's a ton in the NFL, especially for a banged-up Tampa Bay team that squeaked out 2 late comeback wins, one by a field goal against the Falcons, and they won the other one by a point over the Texans, right?
That's right. Late touchdown, they squeeze it in with seconds left.
Yeah, so, they're really banged up. At full strength, I think it would be a no-brainer, but like you said, Tampa Bay is really banged up here. But then again, how do you invest money on the Jets? How do you bet the Jets here? They're so bad. Tyrod Taylor threw for like 50 or 56 yards last week. You got to be able to move the ball. And Tampa Bay with Baker, they can still move the ball. The Jets are, what are they, 0-2? They're starving.
0-2.
A lot of public money on Tampa Bay. That scares me a little bit. But I think Baker has a huge edge over, Tyrod Taylor. At 6.5 is a lot of points. This is probably another game you want to tease and take Tampa Bay down to a pick 'em. They probably win the game, but it's going to be hard for them to cover the spread.
Why do I like New England in this game? It's up at Foxborough too. Pittsburgh looked like they could score the points against the Jets in the opener, but man, they came back the following week. I think it was against Seattle, and they just did not look good in the second half of that football game. I kind of like the Patriots in the number here. It's at home here, but do the Steelers go up to Foxborough and win this game? And
I think they bounce back off that loss against Seattle. I think Pittsburgh's the better team. Before the season started, they had a higher regular season win total set by Vegas. You got Aaron Rodgers. The Patriots were supposed to be much better, but obviously it doesn't look like they are. I like Pittsburgh in this match, but I think they cover the spread.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think Aaron Rodgers does bounce back here too a little bit. How about Denver and the Chargers? Am I right when I say this? The Chargers have started the season out with Chiefs. They had another divisional game the last week, and now they got another one. So if they go 3-0 on the season, they're 3-0 in the AFC West if they win this game. Is that right, against the Broncos? That's quite a lead. I mean, you can't win the Super Bowl. You can't win a division in September, but that's a 3-0 lead in that division. That's a pretty big number there. With you have 3 wins in the conference already in your first 3 if they can get it done. Who do you like here? Do you think Denver bounces back after last week?
Yeah, like you said, it's a big head start. Before the season started, I gave it out over 9.5 wins for the Chargers. We nibbled on them at 30-1 to win the Super Bowl. But this is a really tough division game. You got 2 solid defenses. I kind of downgraded the Broncos after losing the Colts last week. I think the sports betting market, the Chargers are only 2.5-point favorites at home, which is kind of short to me. I think it's a little disrespectful. I think they still haven't caught up on how good this Chargers team is at -2.5 at home. I think it's stealing money. I mean, the Chargers have a better quarterback, the better defense, in my opinion. The coaches, okay, they might be a wash. Chargers are at home. The Broncos' overall health score slightly better than LA's here, but Denver's had issues holding on to the football. Bo Nix has already thrown, I think, 3 interceptions on the year. Herbert doesn't even have 1. I like the Chargers here on the money line, and I think they cover the 2.5-point spread.
Who would have thought this? 2-0. The Cardinals and the 49ers are heading into this game. It is a 425 game. So, I mean, holy cow. I mean, Arizona wins this game. Here's another team that gets out of the gate with a 3-0 start too, and they got to be one of the surprise teams of the year. And there's a banged-up 49er team, and it looks like Brock Purdy's not going this weekend. So who do you like in this one?
Yeah, we talked about Arizona before the season started. We said they're going to be a sleeper. They got a chance to make the playoffs. Like you said, both teams are 2-0, division game. On paper, the metrics of these teams so far, I mean, pretty evenly matched. If you look, the stats to start the season. Both teams have faced subpar competition up to this point. I guess on the offensive side of the football, the Cardinals are much healthier. I think they're more dangerous right now. On defense, Cardinals can't stop a nosebleed, Dan. I mean, they played the Saints and the Panthers, and they gave up 26 first down to the Panthers and a ton to the Saints. So, they played 2 really bad offenses, and they couldn't slow them down. Do you trust Mac Jones? He had a big game. Can he have another one back-to-back? I'm not sure. Another game here, I think you put it in a teaser, 6-point teaser. You take Arizona up to like +9. Tie them in with the Chiefs, who have to win at a pick 'em, or maybe the Rams plus like 9.5, and I think you make some money there.
Interesting ball game here. Cowboys go into Soldier Field here, and they had to have a 64-yard field goal last week just to keep him in that game against the Giants. I mean, who do you like here?
I mean, I was big on the Bears coming into the season, but after the first 2 weeks, I think I might be wrong.
Me too.
They've let us down, man. The whole season's on the line here for Chicago. Going into, they're playing at Soldier Field. If they lose here 0-3, it's a wrap. Then they got some big decisions they got to make moving forward. Do they bring in the backup quarterback? Do they stick with, Williams? I don't know what they're going to do. The Cowboys, on the other hand, they're lucky to be 1-1. They can be 0-2 as well.
Yeah.
I think the best way to bet this game is probably over 50. Both these defenses have been horrible. The Bears defense, they're really bad. They've given up, I think, 80 points on the year. And so Cowboys aren't that better. Dak usually beats up on, inferior defenses, pads the stats. I like the over 50. I didn't bet the side, but I like the over 50.
Talk about a horrible football game at night for NBC. You got Kansas City and the New York Giants here. I mean, do you believe this is a must-win for Kansas City here? I mean, they're 0-2 right now. I mean, hey, look, everyone's like, hey, they'll right the ship, but I mean, if you're 0-3, I don't care who you are, you're in trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, you're in deep trouble. We bet the under 11.5 wins for the Chiefs before the season started. I gave it out on your show. Yeah, Super Bowl hangover is real, man. People think it's a myth. That's real. 90% of the action so far is on Andy Reid's team, and you can't blame the public. No one's expecting Patrick Mahomes to go 0-3, especially not against the Giants, who were supposed to win 5.5 games on the season. The point spread 6-45. I don't know. I think the Giants might have gave up already. They got blown out to the Commanders. They had heartbreaking loss to the Cowboys, ripped their hearts out. So that team, they were supposed to win maybe 5 games, and the way they lost the first 2 games, they might be finished already. This could be a blowout. I'm not betting the Giants. Only way I could look to bet is probably the Chiefs -6 and probably put them in teasers as well.
I'll tell you what a Monday night game, though, on ABC, ESPN. They got it actually on the network. Detroit at Baltimore. Holy cow. I mean, looks like, they put a 50 burger up on that Detroit team, did the Lions and the Ravens. You know what? Even with that loss in the opener, you still went like this. They're still one of the top 3-4 teams in the National Football League. You can make the argument they are the best team because I'm not really that overly impressed with Buffalo's talent besides the quarterback. I mean, he's spectacular. And it looks like Baltimore now, in my opinion, they still may be in that conversation. So, and Detroit's got all that talent, coordinator issues. You talked about it at the beginning of the year. Who do you like in this one? This is going to be a great one here on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, the Ravens are 5-53. Line opened up 50. It's already moved 3 points. They're expecting a ton of points. They might put up 100 points in this game. Both offenses can score quickly. I went over 51 and 52. I haven't bet the side yet. It's still a little early. If I do bet it, I'll give it out on X. That's Philly Godfather for you guys. But the Ravens, they're still in the conversation. They're still one of the odds-on favorites to win the Super Bowl. And don't sleep on the Lions. I mean, they've lost a lot of, coordinators, offensive, defensive coordinators, 8 assistant coaches. But as the season progresses and they start to gel with these guys, they're just going to get better and better. So at -5, if the game gets to 6, I might have to take the Lions at +6, but as of right now, I just went over 51 and over 52 in the match.
Couple college games here. Michigan at Nebraska in Lincoln. This is a game here where both programs look like they're starting to turn it around, especially Michigan after a year ago. Who do you like in this one here? Because, Michigan, that young quarterback that they have, he looked pretty good like the last couple weeks. Who do you like in this one?
I mean, the line's short. Michigan -1.5. Total's at 47.5, I think it is. And Nebraska looks strong. They came out the gates 3-0. But who have they played? I mean, the only half-decent team they've played, I think, is Cincy, right?
Yeah.
And they beat them, 20-17?
Yep.
Cincy had, I think, 2 turnovers in that game, and one was late. They were driving, and their quarterback threw – they would have won the game. I think he threw an interception in the end zone with 30 seconds left. So if Cincinnati doesn't turn the ball over twice – and then I think Cincinnati ran for 200 yards against Nebraska too. I think Michigan's going to roll on this team. To tell you the truth, I think 1.5 is cheap. I like Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think anything of Nebraska here. How about this one here? For the first time since the late '80s, there's a football team that's ranked in the top 25, and guess who it is at 0-2? Of course, it's Notre Dame. So you got Purdue going into South Bend. I mean, there's Notre Dame. Now, here's the thing with Notre Dame. They could, if you look at their schedule, they could run the table and still potentially get into the college football playoff. I mean, it's going to be a tough task. I agree, because there's not really a lot of redeeming games on there that are going to elevate strength of schedule for them, but it'll put them at least in the conversation if they can win these games out. Purdue always plays them hard too, whether it's in East Lafayette or if it's back in South Bend. They always play tough here. What do you got, Purdue and Notre Dame?
I haven't bet the game yet. I haven't even researched the game yet. I've been too busy with these college tours, speaking at Westchester University. So I'm still catching up with all the college football games. But as soon as I look into it, man, I'll definitely send it out on Twitter.
All right, what about my Hurricanes? And what do you think of my Hurricanes? Just give me an overall look on it. What do you think? Hurricanes and Gators. I know the Gators are 1-2. You think the Hurricanes are one of the best teams in the country?
I think so. I think they're pretty good. I mean, this is a tough spot for them. They're laying 7.5. It's a big number. College football totals 51, or I think it's 51.5. The whole world's betting on Miami. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Everyone loves the Hurricanes. I think like 75% of the money so far is on Miami. You know, I bet Florida last week plus 7.5 against LSU, and they lost. But if you look at the box score, that game was a lot closer than that final score indicated. Lagway threw 5 interceptions. You're never going to win a game when your quarterback throws 5 picks. It's virtually impossible. But I think Florida had 13 more first downs and 50 more total yards than LSU. And as great as Miami looked against South Florida last week, what they win by like 37 points.
49-12.
Yeah. I kind of like Florida here, plus 7.5. I think Miami wins the game. But as long as Lagway doesn't throw another 4 or 5 interceptions, I think Florida's defense can keep them within that Vegas number. Plus 7.5 is a lot of points. But I still think Miami wins the game, and they're a very dangerous team moving forward.
University of Miami versus the Florida Crocodiles is what I call it. I will never give them guys any love. Hey, how's the book tour going, man?
Doing great. We spoke at Westchester the other night in front of there was about 60 kids. I was surprised. 60 college kids showed up for the Crime and Justice lecture series that we're on now. And then when we were finished, they kept coming up and asking me a million questions. And, my son Matty was up there speaking with me, and he just stole the show. He's become so professional. And when we were done, 2 other college professors came up, and they invited us back. So we're going to do another speaking engagement at Westchester University. We got some Ivy League schools lined up. Whoa. It's kind of surreal because, I didn't graduate high school, and now I'm lecturing at an Ivy League college coming up.
Going into Harvard now, aren't you? You're like Ali.
You're going to be surprised where we're going to end up. And then we're also working on a prison tour. I want to go speak at these prisons because, I was there before. I want to motivate these guys, inspire them, and let them know when they get out, they don't have to go back in there, man. If they do the right thing and make the right decisions, anything's possible. We live in the greatest country in the world. I love this country. And if you keep doing the right things, good things happen, man. So I want to speak to the inmates as well.
That's really great. I mean, have you learned anything that's come to you, with all the attention that this book has gotten and where all the places what's been the most surprising thing that you've had happen on this tour?
It's inspired a lot of people. And when we were at the Taco Fest,
I want to stop you. Ice Cube watches our segment on the betting segment. He told me yesterday, because we had him on yesterday, he watches the segment because he watches the show when he can. He's, when he gets an opportunity to, he's always traveling around. And he goes, "Hey, who's that dude, man? Was he a mobster?" I go, "No, he's not anymore."
Retired. I'm retired now. I was never a mobster.
He's retired now. So I go, yeah.
I was just trying to earn for my family, man. That's all I was doing. But it's inspired so many people in so many different ways, and people connect to different chapters. But when we were at the Taco Fest at Xfinity Live, and there was like 5,000 people there, and they kept coming up. There was a younger kid that came up, and he asked me, "Is that you on the cover?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You were booked?" I go, "Yeah, I did some time." He goes, "I was locked up for 5 years, man." He goes, "I'm going to buy this book, man. Man, this is inspired." He goes, "You wrote this?" I said, "Yeah, I wrote it." He goes, "Man, this means a lot to me." And that's when the light bulb went all over my head that maybe I should go to these prisons and start talking to these guys. And, if I can help save one of them, it's worth it. And I'm not asking any money. I'm not, charging any speaking engagements to go to these prisons. It's coming out of my pocket, but I really want to try and give back because I've seen, how it's inspired people. And I saw those college kids and the power of talking to the youth. Their eyes were wide open and they were asking us a million questions and they wanted to know the truth about things. And we were talking about religion, about faith, about meditation, about when there's no light at the end of the tunnel, you got to keep swinging. You can never surrender. And they were really engaged and it hit me, man. It really hit me, man.
I love it, man. Good stuff. Congratulations to you on that. My friend, we will do this next week. Congratulations to you. Who would have thought? Philly Godfather locked up in Arizona, and now he's talking at Harvard. Unbelievable. Brother, we will see you next week, my friend.
Go Phillies. Ring the bell, baby. I need him to win the World Series.
Right on, my friend. We will catch you on social media as well. Thank you, brother.
You got it.
All right. That is the Philly Godfather. Let me pay some bills here. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan. the number one injury law firm on the planet for a reason. That is because they win. Folks, this will be the easiest decision you ever make in your life by going to my friends at Morgan & Morgan if you have ever been injured. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sil sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the jet setters and the high rollers, to the shot takers and the tastemakers. Welcome to the viewfinders, the thrill seekers, and the night owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Guys, great stuff today, man. Appreciate all of you coming aboard with us here today. Really great audience over on our X account, man. So thank you guys very much, man. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget also the pregame show on Sunday. It's going to be an early one, too. So I guess John will be in a good mood, right? Because it's an early game. It's one of the early games, right? It's one of the 1 o'clock games. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, good. So John will be in a good mood. It's one of the early ones. Fantastic. Beer drinking starts early on Sunday. Thank you. 28-26. Los Angeles Rams. We have. Then we have your post-game show, too. We shall see how this thing. Hey, by the way, I do believe that this is a validation game. This is a validation game. I got my Hurricanes kicking the hell out of those Crocodiles up in Gainesville, too, this weekend. It's down at Hard Rock, by the way. And so I got my Hurricanes taking care of business. Then they got Florida State in about 2 weeks because FSU's got Kent State this week, and then I think they have Florida State the following week. So, and then after this one, it's Buccaneers week. So it'll be Bucs, and I think you beat the Bucs as of right now, unless the Bucs get some of those players back in the offensive line. I think the Bucs could lose this Jets game. So keep an eye on that. Remember, we said that. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We appreciate you guys. Have a great football weekend. We'll see you on Sunday and also on Monday, going 2 to 6. Z, we appreciate you very much. Joe, thank you. 2 to 6 on Monday, as we said. We'll see you on the flip side.